It might seem ill, feeling to be a dream guy till ice cream spills off Mrs. Paul's pie. Tonight's dreams for real. You can see the steam off his nice mean grill. A ill flick of hardcore Lorna Doone, hot on a platter or either raw on a spoon.
Just Blaze Radio, Just Blaze Radio.
Take out Friday
For the bootleggers.
Misfortune with the
Thank you.
Go sideways, as they say. Even though it's little, at least he gets to figure out the riddle in the middle. Once in a blue moon could use a good nutter butter, even if it's homemade, amateur with no cutter. Let's mingle out to the old man at the nookie bar, and the child standing with his hand all in the cookie jar. Forgot to close it, although he swears he meant her. 50-cent joints with the chewy cherry center. Get caught, arthritis or the itis. First you need to try to find the package that's the tightest.
Just Blaze Radio,
thumbnail, get all in the Gitano. Thin mint or chocolate dip, orange Milano. Petrus Farm remembers nothing dietetic. Sure could use a sugar boost with symptoms of a diabetic. Some have gone blind, like staring at the screen too long while online. Crackers is for the birds, they plain and they break easy. Idaho potato chips is too flaky and greasy. Keep your Triscuits with the icky fake cheese flavor. Give me something sweet and sticky, make the bees chase ya. Read the ingredients, make sure you want it. You might be allergic, don't give me nothing with no nuts on it. They come with the territory, testosterone, and enough stress to test Oscar grown.
Me love our chocolate chips, melt sweetly on me lips. And how about macaroon? You got style that make me swoon. To me crave coconut, no if, no and, no but. And to me dig 5 Newton, cowabunga sure as shootin'.
The perfect midnight snack, matter of fact, rig the whole pack.
Okay.
Even if I hit skid black, I have to keep a pack of them.
Okay.
Remember as kids, going back, we always jack stacks of them.
Okay.
In the back, find them on the rack, I need another pack of them.
Okay.
It might seem ill. It might seem ill, feeling to be a dream guy till ice cream spills off Mrs. Paul's pie. Tonight's dreams for real. You can see the steam off his nice mean grill. A ill flick of hardcore Lorna Doone, hot on a platter or either raw on a spoon.
Just Blaze Radio, Just Blaze Radio.
Take out Friday
For the bootleggers.
Misfortune with the
Thank you.
Go sideways, as they say. Even though it's little, at least he gets to figure out the riddle in the middle. Once in a blue moon could use a good nutter butter, even if it's homemade, amateur with no cutter. Let's mingle out to the old man at the nookie bar, and the child standing with his hand all in the cookie jar. Forgot to close it, although he swears he meant her. 50-cent joints with the chewy cherry center. Get caught, arthritis or the itis. First you need to try to find the package that's the tightest.
Just Blaze Radio,
thumbnail, get all in the Gitano. Thin mint or chocolate dip, orange Milano. Petrus Farm remembers nothing dietetic. Sure could use a sugar boost with symptoms of a diabetic. Some have gone blind, like staring at the screen too long while online. Crackers is for the birds, they plain and they break easy. Idaho potato chips is too flaky and greasy. Keep your Triscuits with the icky fake cheese flavor. Give me something sweet and sticky, make the bees chase ya. Read the ingredients, make sure you want it. You might be allergic, don't give me nothing with no nuts on it. They come with the territory, testosterone, and enough stress to test Oscar grown.
Me love our chocolate chips, melt sweetly on me lips. And how about macaroon? You got style that make me swoon. To me crave coconut, no if, no and, no but. And to me dig 5 Newton, cowabunga sure as shootin'.
The perfect midnight snack, matter of fact, rig the whole pack.
Okay.
Even if I hit skid black, I have to keep a pack of them.
Okay.
Remember as kids, going back, we always jack stacks of them.
Okay.
In the back, find them on the rack, I need another pack of them.
Okay.
It might seem ill. It might seem ill, feeling to be a dream guy till ice cream spills off Mrs. Paul's pie to nice dreams for real. You can see the steam off his nice mean grill. A ill flick of hardcore Lorna Doone, hot on a platter or either raw on a spoon.
Just Blaze Radio, Just
Son,
Blaze Radio.
Take out Friday
For the bootleggers.
He's fortune with the
Thank you.
goes sideways, as they say, even though it's little. At least he gets to figure out the riddle in the middle. Once in a blue moon could use a good nutter butter, even if it's homemade, amateur with no cutter. Let's mingle out to the old man at the cookie bar, and the child standing with his hand all in the cookie jar. Forgot to close it, although he swears he meant to. 50-cent joints with the chewy cherry center. Get caught arthritis or the itis. First you need to try to find the package that's the tightest.
Just Blaze Radio, Just Blaze
Thumbnail,
Radio.
get all in the Butano. Thin mint or chocolate dip, orange Milano. Petrus Farm remembers nothing dietetic. Sure could use a sugar boost with symptoms of a diabetic. Some have gone blind, like staring at the screen too long while online. Crackers is for the birds, they plain and they break easy. Idaho potato chips is too flaky and greasy. Keep your Triscuits with the icky fake cheese flavor. Give me something sweet and sticky, make the bees chase you. Read the ingredients, make sure you want it. You might be allergic, don't give me nothing with no nuts on it. They come with the territory, testosterone, and enough stress to test Oscar grown.
Me love how chocolate chips melt sweetly on me lips. And how about macaroon? You got style that make me swoon. To me crave coconut. No if, no and, no but. And to me take Fig Newton. Cowabunga, sure as shootin'.
The perfect midnight snack, matter of fact, rid the whole pack.
Okay.
Even if I hit skid black, I have to keep a pack of them.
Okay.
Remember as kids, going back, we always jack stacks of them. In the back, find them on the rack. I need another pack of them.
Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Okay, what up, everybody? Today, I know I shouldn't be streaming on Wednesdays. I should be like obviously doing the podcast, but now we have to switch to Tuesdays, and now I have to make a new video for it. This sucks. This really fucking sucks. But welcome to the stream, everyone. My name is Doombot, ready to make your head rock with that boom bop. Yo, Axmo Ghostwriter, can I borrow his rhymes? He said he will only charge me $1. I said, fuck Ty, I have no time. Just please, please, let me borrow your rhymes. Oh, damn, those bars. Alright. Yeah, we're just gonna watch a couple of videos, react, do the basic shit, you know. Do some low form content with my new video card that's and my new power supply and my old CPU that is slowly fucking dude. I put a new power supply in my PC, right? And I put like a new power supply. I hooked up and everything just perfectly and everything, right? So the graphic card's good. It's an 8 gig, right? But my CPU, when I play certain games, the fan gets louder than normal. I don't know if you hear right now I could talk, but it gets way much more louder than this. Shit. Remember when he fused and he exploded while fusing? But it makes it look all cool and shit, even though it wasn't. Because he did the fusions without the explosions and...
Charge complete.
Oh, that's fucking ugly, Gundam.
It's a Gundam.
Dark side.
Dark
Phil is
Sea.
a wild
Death
animal.
Dark Side Phil, the man, the myth, the fap legend.
Camera's on. You kept it on the whole time, huh? I don't even know. Hello.
This dude is the wildest of animals.
This just might be the slowest day I've had. I don't even have 1,000 bits yet cheered. I don't even have $10 tip. Like, this is horrible. So I'm actually glad we're near the end of the game. This just really sucks because
Damn, e-begging at its finest. We gotta call this clout demon greed.
really need the help right now.
I gotta make the list of clout demons.
This is the slowest stream I've seen in a million years.
It's over. We are screwed.
Isn't it refreshing that you're going to be on this marathon stream today and someone is not going to constantly be trying to get you to spend money? Isn't that good? I like that.
12 seconds later.
It's for $100 or more tip, it's one shot. Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
I received a legitimate $125 tip. So I got to do about halfway for a shot. Isn't it refreshing that you're going to be on this marathon stream today and someone is not going to constantly be trying to get you to spend money?
This video is sponsored by
Yo, that's wild. Hold on. He said that in the same stream? No way. No way he said that in the same stream.
Tip. So I got to do about halfway for a shot. Isn't it refreshing that you're going to be on this marathon? One money. Isn't that good? I like that.
12 seconds later.
It's for $100 or more tip, it's one shot. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I received a legitimate $125 tip. So I got to do about halfway for a shot. Isn't it refreshing that you're going to be on this marathon stream today and someone is not going to constantly be trying to get you to spend money?
This video is sponsored by Raycon. Sleek, stylish, the look, the feel, the vibe. It's a lifestyle, and they come in colors to match your aesthetic. Hey, by the way, if you guys...
Sorry, I'm not talking that much. I'm really trying to wake up. It's early in the morning. I woke up literally an hour ago.
By the way, Raycon $100. Raycon's everyday earbuds have over 50,000 5-star reviews. They also feature 3 customizable sound profiles, earbud tapping function.
Damn, I low-key want some Raycon earbuds. I've been seeing ads for it for like years.
Here's what I would recommend. If you want to do 2 shots, do 2 $100 tips. If you want 2 shots. That way it's separated. It's, don't do, I did $200 tip and I want 2 shots. Just do 2 $100 tips.
Not a bad deal if I say so myself.
$200 per shot? Fuck out of here, my guy.
Kill me, please. I want to die.
Yeah,
This dude really trying to get $600 from his friend. How does DSP like understands what he's doing? Like, does he just like deny it like 100%? Because that's all he does is ask for money. Like, if I have 50 grand, I would go to DSP stream and tell him, hey, I'll give you 25 grand right now and give you the other half at the end of the week if you don't ask for money for 2 months. No. I make a bet with him to give him 50 grand, give him 25 grand the first month, and 25 grand at the end of the second month. You can't ask for money at all. Once he asks for money once, any kind of donation or any kind of alluding to like him getting money in his pockets, he'll lose the $50,000. So I would definitely refund that shit. Put that shit on that timer.
But Boogie2988 went bankrupt with Bitcoin. So what? We don't know if Cat left Darkside Phil. And to avoid scrutiny, he's paying a young boy to wear a wig and be seen.
Damn, it's nuts how they found out like her wife gained weight or his wife gained weight because they've been together. Oh man.
Out with him in public in a car, posing as Cat. This is just my theory, but the photo seems pretty damning. Bro, I'm telling you, DSP, for many of us, is like a Discovery Channel reality TV show drama. Women have 90-day fiance and my 600-pound life.
We got DSP.
Dark Sea Death Hill.
So what's been up with Filbert? since my last video? Well, DSP went into a begging black hole, the likes of which you've
A
never
begging
seen.
black
This
hole?
dude was sending out emergency tweets telling
What?
fans to support him by coming to his stream and giving him money. That's what support is.
Damn, e-begging at its finest, guys. And I hate it because he gets money.
Don't just watch, you fool. Things are rough right now. Phil only has $5 on the chat board. If you guys can come in and support, I'd really appreciate it. It's a slow night, you guys.
Yo,
DSP
this fan
talks like a deli butcher on
is
6th
loud
Avenue
as
from the
shit.
1970s.
It's kind of warm too.
It's a slow night here at Nunzio's. Nobody's buying my baked ziti. So basically, this has been going on for a while. There's a lot of begging segments. He's needing money. Please, you guys, if you could help. Oh, there was the time when DSP was like, he needed money so he could go
He
out
got a
on his
DSP
day off
puppet?
with his wife
Wow.
and have a nice day and buy a nice meal.
Today and tomorrow is the money that I have for Monday. Okay, for my day off. So, please, if you can, please tip. And
Damn, the
goals
savagery.
tonight are as usual at $50. Gunner glasses at $100. These come off because this goes on. The real life Dumas hat. We did hit the goal earlier today, which I was very appreciative of.
Somebody should make a compilation of this DSP begging. Somebody should actually do that. Like 100 hours of this DSP e-begging.
I'll put on the platinum vest. It'll look like I'm wearing a suit of armor.
And then like have like a counter on the bottom to see how much money he made by e-begging or whatnot from each stream.
Mythical says, what do you need money for on Monday? Gee, what do you think, Mythical? Let's see, grocery shopping, having one meal out a week with my wife, pet stuff this week. Where actually last week there was like nothing. This week there's pet stuff I need to get.
Money, please.
Oh no, there's no money.
Oh. Money, please.
Darkside Phil, if you're a fan of this guy, it's like having a kid. But you gotta give him allowance every day, 2 times a day.
Bruh.
It's expensive to be a Darkside Phil fan. I'd rather support Pokimane.
Yikes. I want to support Pokimane. DSP is like a streamer crackhead. I think DSP low-peak is fucking crack. Dead ass. There's no way he'd be asking for this much money every time he streams. He streams like 4 times a week, right? Like the fuck, bro? You need money every 4 streams, bro?
A cheaper date.
Legislation that holds people accountable for the actions that they do online.
The Gundam tipped me $1. Said big thank you for the good work. Oh, look what I can do online. I'm a mature adult with a business degree. That's 100% a lie. You, Phil. It's been tough. You know, my life has been tough. I'm good at lying.
Man, it's a gun to make some good long-form content. Let's go.
I agree.
This is gonna be an hour. We're gonna have to react to this shit for an hour, guys.
With you. Why am I toxic? I have nothing to get rid of the toxicity. I'm a thief. I'm a scammer. I'm a liar. Let me keep going. Show me the money. Salt. Save the pig. Whining, complaining.
I need that money. I really do. I need that money.
I did absolutely nothing wrong. I'm kicked out of the Twitch Partner Program. Holy shit. That is an epic intro, dude. I did nothing wrong.
Oh shit! Oh, Voice Critical came in here with the fucking Jesus stash and just destroyed him? No way. There's no way. No way. I clicked the video because I've seen these two in the same sentence, so I want to react to this live. I want to see what Voice Critical fucking did to this guy.
Well, anyway, one day Moist Critical got a load of DSP and talked about it for 5 seconds. And oh my god, the 5 seconds of Moist Critical did more damage to Darkside Phil than my 2-hour videos. I should elaborate further on the Boogie drama for those who don't know and probably don't care. From what I understand, McJuggernuggets allegedly gave the Boogster some bad advice. Unfortunately for Boogie, he wasn't my friend. I would have helped him out. I would have said, Boogie, leave the crypto alone. You don't know what you're doing. And for
Yikes, yeah, fam. That sucks.
God's sake, stop
I'm so happy that I dipped my toe in crypto and didn't just dive into the pool.
it with the sugar babies.
All right, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm frustrated for 2 reasons. Reason number one, because yeah, the game does suck. I really did not like tonight's stream. And in addition to that, as you guys can see, I stayed extra late for you guys, and basically it amounted to nothing. No one's really supported, which pisses me off. It does. Yeah, I'm playing a game. Obviously, it's frustrating. A lot of people showed up to watch it because you.
We're reacting to Gundam. I'm reacting to Gundam. We're reacting to Moist Critical. Reacting to DSP e-begging. Let's go. The reaction exception is now here, guys.
Saw how frustrating it was, and no one supported. Yeah, that does upset me.
Oh no, it's an Aqua Teal video that Voice Critical was watching. The absolute worst possible scenario.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to subscribe to Aquatil as well.
For Filbert.
Okay? It would have been one thing if I'm staying late and people are laughing, having a good time, and a few people are at least supporting the stream, but no one did. And that really upsets me. I'm going to hope that tomorrow when I finish it, there will be some support. Because it is pissing me off that I just stayed extra late and I got nothing for it. You know?
Well, it's like he robbed me without a gun, my guy. That's what DSP is doing. He's robbing you without a gun. He's like, I'm gonna play this fucking game. You don't give me no fucking money. I'm fucking not play this fucking. It's like he's holding the stream hostage for ransom.
No, the game's not even good.
Yeah, he just goes full mask off.
Bro, the mask was never on.
Partner channel, the King of Hate HD, and click on the ads that show up on the videos there, because hopefully, fingers crossed, that actually starts giving me some money back.
For the rest of us, it's like, this is DSP on the Disaily. That's what I love about him. He's a wild animal. Moist doesn't even know. Darkside Phil charged $2 grand for his fans to see a cat. Let's go.
Hey, yo, he did, didn't he? Hey. That cat reveal was the most expensive reveal anybody ever paid. I think that was like one of his most expensive streams.
Well, it's not a DLC, but it certainly is some, information you guys had no idea about, and something that I wanted to share with all of you.
Then goes on to say, like, he doesn't even know if he'll be able to afford Gotham Knights on Friday because no one has donated enough, and he's not sure if they'll donate enough tomorrow. But that's his whole brand now. People watch DSP for, like, the shit show of it. Like, if you type in Darkside Phil, for example, like, I'm gonna test this. I'm not logged in on my main account here, so I guess we'll see. Yeah, his channel is the 4th thing there. I still think DSP's biggest contribution to...
Damn, on the rabbit hole? Fuck, bro. Yo, the rabbit hole's on there, bro. It is the first result that when down the rabbit hole is much more stronger than your channel. Holy shit, my guy. You done fucked up.
Jerked off on stream, though. That was actually iconic. He not only jerked off, he blew a load and then immediately just started streaming. That was like an actual top G maneuver, unironically. That guy goes so hard for that.
I don't even know what to call the jerk off segment. It was definitely one of the top 10 moments of YouTube history. Bro, he didn't even pick up his pants, dude. Like,
bruh, he was definitely wearing sweats.
Phil is like leaning back and forth with his dick flopping around. Playing it cool. It's like, the camera's from the neck down. Nobody can see this. If I it's like I'm pulling up my pants, they'll know for sure.
Hey, yo. What a fucking DSP had to zip up. Hey, yo.
He was playing 4D chess that day. So anyway, the Moist One talks about Phil, and of course, the piglets get back to the Adolf Snortler. Let's go with that. On October 10th, 2022.
I should really play Gundam Evolution. I actually like playing that game.
Critical mentioned me in a latest video. This Mario level took 7 years to beat. Okay, I'm sure it's got to be a negative meme about me then, because I can't imagine how I applied to a Mario level that took 7 years to beat. I have no idea.
Well, of course it'd be negative, Phil. You haven't done anything positive, to be real. Like, what has DSP done that was positive? I can't think of anything. I remember when he gave away, like, empty game boxes and he signed his name to the box. That was, like, his big philanthropy moment back in the day.
All right.
Wait, what?
Hey, what is up, everybody? Darkseid.
Wait, really? This dude signed empty game boxes and passed them out like they were fucking collector's cards? Like they were gonna gain some kind of money.
Phil here, and welcome to the Hardcore Gaming Season giveaway of 2013. Alright, the very first item I'm giving away is Deus Ex Human Revolution's Collector's Edition content. So let me show you what exactly that is. This is Deus Ex Human Revolution Collector's Edition. Comes with this very nifty collector's box.
Bro, you're opening it.
Comes with a few things. First of all, collector's edition packaging.
Don't open it. What the fuck are you doing?
As you open that up, you're gonna see the game's gone because I traded it in years ago, but it does have the second bonus disc that probably has the behind-the-scenes content and stuff like that. Okay. Yeah, how much would you like to have that autographed by me? Pretty cool, right?
Hey, he's giving you a collector's edition game that doesn't have the fucking game. It's just a box that's signed by Dark. Man, fuck out of here, Darkseid Phil. Fucking worthless, bruh.
Right?
It'd be funny if it weren't so pathetic. No, what the heck? I'll laugh anyway.
Fucking love that bit.
On October 23rd, DSP had the big announcement for his followers. Let's talk big releases. Basically, Darkseid Phil talks about how Moist Critical and other big YouTubers mention him all the time. Because we're all bottom feeders.
Yeah, and it's funny because so many people on the internet know who I am, right? Let's be honest here. The biggest YouTubers out there. I mean,
bro, this dude's doing a vlog, not a podcast, a vlog by himself. Because it's not a podcast if you're by yourself. That's just a video blog or a fucking commentary video. Like, dead ass. Like, I could sit here for 2 hours and do a quote unquote solo podcast. But I'm not going to do that because I'm uninteresting by myself.
I mean, what's his name? Moist Critical, literally a week or two ago, references me in his video. The biggest YouTubers out there who get millions of views a day know who I am and reference me regularly. And they all reference memes. But none of them ever want to actually give me a chance to do anything, right? It's just laugh at Phil. That's it. That's all we want. Happy Thanksgiving!
Oh, God. This is like bottom of the barrel content. He's like the Danabiki of fucking streaming. Oh, God.
This right here is a prime example of how Darkseid Phil is nuts. Like, he's gone. He's far gone. Phil, what would they talk about you besides memeing on you, bro? Like, what is there to your being? There's nothing here. You're a husk of a human.
Dark freaking souls. Now keep in mind.
What happened to her?
It's not the game. The game I actually traded in several months ago. Mass Effect 3 Collector's Edition. So to warn everyone, just to show you for full disclosure, no game. However, you get this really.
If you died in desert vultures with...
Yo, you saw how she porked the tea, my guy? She was shaking.
Even pick at your corpse, bro.
I think they're he's, but like, I think they identify as he, but like, I'm too tired right now.
Oh. Like, what could they do with you, Phil? What would they talk to you about? Your hottest moment was having a wank on YouTube. Like, what are they gonna do? What do you want Moist to have you on his show and talk about Evo in '94 when you became 4th place, you know? Are we gonna do the helicopter story again? Most of us know it backwards and forwards. I used to work at a helicopter company, dude, and Donald Trump came in one time and he didn't pay promptly for his parts. That's like one of Phil's big stories.
Man, Donald Trump and Darkseid Phil has the same chin. I never understood that. Why do Caucasians have their necks fused with their chins? I never understood that. Like, especially when they get older, like, their neck slowly, like, their chin slowly, like, disappears or gets swallowed by their neck. What is that? Why is that? I never understood that.
Anyone could ask him would be questions he doesn't want to answer, like, where's Cat? Phil, how the hell did you go bankrupt for 500 grand? These are questions people will want, but you never answer. So there's
how do people find this shit out? Jesus.
No fun to you. There's nothing anyone would take from this. It'd be a waste of time and energy. Even me doing this video, I know it's gonna turn people off. For like the 10 people that want it, there's like 100 that are like, the hell with Phil.
Now, this just in, police officers in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, were asking people to be on the lookout for a man who robbed a store. And I think we do have his description. Can we take that? Let's take his description. Okay, this is the guy. They wanted people in Pennsylvania to be out on the lookout for. He's got a nose and some hair that goes like that, and he was wearing a hat at the time of this particular crime. He's got kind of a chin that comes down to almost a point.
I remember this. I think they actually prank people on their first days with this or whatnot to see how they react.
Stands about 5 feet 4 inches.
The only person who's dedicated to trying to talk to Darkside Phil is Review Tech USA. That's it. If Phil wants nothing to do with him. I mean, if I were to talk to him, he wouldn't talk to me at all. People are like, DSP wants to do an interview. Why don't you? I'm not talking to Phil because Phil don't want to talk to me. I go, Phil, when you filed for bankruptcy, what did you lie about having a cat? What move was that? Oh, I got my timeline mixed up. I guess Moist Critical talked about DSP twice before. Meme is telling me that Moist Critical actually talked about DSP on October 30th. Oh, well, that's life. That's what people say. So anyway, DSP thinking he could capitalize on this, kind of like how he tried to capitalize on the jerk-off session back in, 2016? I know this is a lot of DSP lore. But back when he had a wank, him and Machinima were taking down the videos that anyone posted of him doing it. And then Keemstar got a load of it and talked about it. And DSP tweeted at Keem back then that he was willing to talk about his mistake in session.
Oh, wow, really?
Only when Phil thought he could gain from it was he willing to acknowledge it and say that it happened and do an interview on it. But oh, how the tables have turned. DSP now hates the shit out of Keem.
And then there's DSP. DSP has been begging the 200 people that show up to his stream to pay all of his bills. Instead of getting a job, he goes to the stream and says, hey guys, my taxes are up. Hey, I gotta pay my gardener. Hey guys, and then he'll blow the little money he gets from his fans on like skins in a video game.
I think DSP hates Keem.
Yikes, because he's right.
More than he hates me. So thanks, Keem. After Moist Critical did his video where he talked about Boogie2988 going broke and DSP being on the decline, Darkside Phil snapped into the action. My God, he was like a pig with truffles, sniffing out those possible donations buried under the ground of content. DSP tweeted this.
Saw what Moist Critical said about me on stream today. I personally like the guy and his content.
If you flash forward up,
that's crazy.
I'll probably put in a clip here where DSP admits he doesn't really watch Moist Critical, but let's just play along for now.
A show, or I guess he does live streams. I don't know. I don't watch all of his content. I just, every once in a while, I see a random video of his in my feed. I watch them. I think that they're entertaining.
Lies! Lies!
That is not the color for green.
And I will address it on stream tomorrow. He's not wrong, but it's very obvious he only watches the negative about me. And that's the entire point of why I've asked to be interviewed.
People would interview Darkside Phil tomorrow if Darkside Phil had like a complete expose. But Darkside Phil has more criteria to interview him than Michael Jackson had for Barbara Walters, bro. And DSP didn't
there
like
we go.
Man
Right
in the
one.
Mirror. But with the way he acts, you think he did.
I tried so hard to get an interview with DSP. I tried so hard. I love him. Like, I don't hate him. I'm not a detractor.
An interview with Kyle Rittenhouse coming up, and you couldn't get one with DSP?
I almost had him. And then he backed out, and he's like, well, you know, I got to do my stream. I got to make X amount of dollars. And I was like, I was so close saying I'll pay you. So close. So close. I'm still thinking about it. I would almost pay to do a DSP stream.
I love you, chat. I love you guys.
DSP's follow-up tweet.
When I've regularly got the biggest YouTubers saying negative stuff about me based on the trending detractor vids, it's hard to keep this going. I hope Moist will listen. I know he will. He's reasonable. And I can clear the air a bit. We shall see.
That Moist Critical was going to want to interview me? No. They're quite the opposite, right? Quite the opposite. I didn't think at all that he would be interested.
I hope Moist will listen. I know he will. He's
really trying to get Moist Critical's pod on show just so he can get more people to come to his podcast or his vids or whatnot, just so he can leech off of Moist Critical's audience. Nah, bro. DSP, you're scum.
Reasonable. Oh my God, Phil. Moist Critical doesn't give a rat's ass about you, bro. You're like a dumpy chick on Tinder trying to hook up with a dude who's got something going on.
Darkseid feels
good. On November 1st of 2022, DSP's Level 1 podcast. A little backstory on the Level 1 podcast. Dude, this is the pre-screen podcast, all right? But Keemstar came in, offered DSP a job, right? To do a podcast with Boogie2988 and Wings of Redemption.
No, deadass, I will watch that.
I don't know what it would have been called, but it might have been interesting for an episode or two. Keem offered Daddy Phil 50 grand. Phil turned up his nose about it, went on a rant about Keem. Keem then roasted Phil and said DSP is still on level 1. Thus, DSP, being the absolute master tactician, changed his pre-stream podcast to the Level 1 podcast. This dude, minimum effort, maximum results. That's how that cycle will be remembered.
But we're talking ginormous YouTubers,
I like the borders he has though. Like those borders are pretty nice.
Streamers, even channels that are supposed to be reputable journalism, which it's obvious they're not when all they do is regurgitate detractor memes about me without vetting any information.
No, bro. Like all they have to do is just watch one full stream. Like I want to react to DSP, but like I don't want to react to DSP, even though I'm reacting to him right now. I'll do the shit, but like I'm gonna need donations.
I want to just interject in here about the.
No, I'm dead ass serious. I'm gonna need donations.
Phil,
if I'm gonna react to DSP, I might as well act the part.
Journalist and vet information. If you never have a comment, if you reach Darkside Phil to try and figure out what the hell's actually going on, he won't tell you a damn thing, or he'll sit there and call you toxic. He'll block you. Oh my God, these detractors, they're stupid memes. Phil, is it true that Cat has left you and hanging out in Ottawa, Georgia or something? He won't reply. If you contact Darkside Phil and ask him about his sister-in-law, Brazy Mama, in the wild you said about him and Cat, he won't say nothing. Phil, I like your comment about Brazy Mama threatening your life. You won't get a reply.
I will murder him. I will murder him. I have his address. I will murder him.
I just don't hot. I want a woman with like light blue eyes and green hair to be like, I will murder him in the sheets. She got to be a short stack though.
Then if you talk about it, you're the scumbag because you didn't do your due diligence. Sorry. Due diligence is one of DSP's favorite phrases.
My tax attorney from Connecticut did due diligence and did research.
I can't do this. I can't do this.
And it's exactly what I was talking about a week ago when I said I want a chance to go public and have a public interview with someone, like that, so that basically I can clear the air about all the misconceptions about me, so at least my side of the story is out there. And hey,
if DSP wants to give his side of the story, why does he just... Actually, he gives his side of every story every day on the pre-stream podcast, but it's the same subjects over and over and over again. On top of that, remember, didn't DSP already do a debunk stream back when the Pro Jared thing was going on, remember? And on top of that, let's be real. Phil roasting Pro Jared for, like, cheating or whatever. Didn't his woman leave Subaru Man for him? You can't throw stones in a glass house, Phil. After DSP's sad attempt at getting Daddy Critical to pay him a little attention and take him down to Moisty Myers, Review Tech USA chimed in on Twitter because Review Tech has been trying to interview Darkside Phil for the better part of a century.
The message I left to Phil while I was taking a dump. Enjoy.
Hey, Phil.
I don't see. This is the thing that's amazing about you, dude. I said I'll turn off the chat. You don't have to worry about the trackers asking you anything, or I'll put it in members only mode, because I won't even say that I'll put it in members only mode. So
well, you're saying it now, so
become members.
I'll get to you.
Or I'll just turn off the monetization for you, so I don't make any money from the video. Would you like me to donate to a charity, Phil?
Yeah, he said I brought up none of his points. I brought up everything. It's not for clout. Then just, dude, come on.
Okay, so I forgot one. Not only did Richard of UTech USA throw in his hat to interview Darkside Phil, Mr. Medicare stepped in. Much to Phil's chagrin, you're out there, you're throwing the line, you're like, Moist, receive my messages, please. Let me on your stream and interview me, sire. And instead you get Mr. Medicare, the cancer man. The cancer man can.
One quick little thing. DSP related news. Now I know you think, oh God, am I going to talk about his car dealership thing where he got suckered into paying like $8,000 for spark plugs because he doesn't know how machines operate? No.
The best part of this clip is how Mr. Medicare brings up the other Darkside Phil saga that was going on.
What's the other one?
The car saga. All right.
The car
To
saga.
make this so short because I'm sure there's a lot of people who don't give a rat's ass. And that's the problem with doing Darkside Phil videos. There's so many layers. He's like a painting by Leonardo da Vinci. Just when you think you figured out how he painted the Mona Lisa, there's another layer. But it's always layers of stupidity. The car dies, it sounds like it's a battery issue. Instead of like checking the battery, getting a new one, which means that him and Kat would have to, horror of horrors, use public transportation. He pays to take it to like Midas, Jiffy Lube, or one Firestone or something. And they check out his car, and they proceed to fleece the hell out of Darkside Phil, bro. To replace
damn, she doesn't have her
battery,
shoes though.
it was $230.
I do have to.
They didn't even give him a top-of-the-line battery. I mean, the battery itself was $195 plus tax, $5 Washington fee, the $22 battery core. Aren't they supposed to $15 removal and replacement? They didn't even give Darkside Phil like a rebate when you bring in an old battery.
I forgot I
you
actually
get
had
money
to
back. They didn't even do that.
make this. This is all custom right here, but I gotta redo it because I fucked up right here and like right here.
And squeaks and you rip off a douche. Can I say douchebag? I don't even know on YouTube anymore. The coup de grace. $540
Looks nice though.
To replace his spark.
But yeah, it was like a trace that I did, but I kind of like edited it to like make it look a little bit more better.
But then that will require you to leave that home office.
I understand his garage bill got leaked, and everybody found out that DSP doesn't understand how automobiles work, and then went in on a begathon. But what I want to talk about is DSP has put a video out asking people to come interview him. DSP, oh my God, Cancer Man. DSP is out there asking for a sit-down interview with anybody that's interested. Even said he's open to having them email him. And chat, what I'm thinking is, there's nobody better for this job than me. But I'm going to need your help. I'm going to need your help, chat. Because DSP, he's not my biggest fan. Now, I used to make fun of him on Brightside Bob, did streams making fun of him, and they're still funny to me. But I did do a catfishing video where I exonerated him by showing it was complete bull. So that should kind of like, that should equal out. But I want to interview DSP. I have so many burning questions for him about Sons of Kojima, about just everything that's gone on. He wants a fair interview. I am all for that shit, DSP. I will give you a fair interview. I'll ask the hard questions, but they'll be fair.
Tomorrow.
I just happened to jump on YouTube and search for the guy. And all I could find in regards to him and me was the most toxic shit I've ever seen. This guy as far back as 8 years ago. Yeah.
8 years?
As far back as when I moved across the country from Connecticut to Washington, was making toxic ass content about me. Benefiting from slandering me, saying really nasty things about myself and other people who I associate with. Basically a scumbag. I know nothing about this guy's personal situation at all.
Game
All I'm
recognized
judging on
game.
is based
Hold
what I
on.
saw
Game recognized game. Hey yo.
with a 5-minute search on YouTube, and what I saw was some of the most toxic, worthless content I've ever seen in my life. I can't believe that anyone would watch that kind of shit. And again, that's the vast majority of shit. A lot of popular stuff on YouTube.
This is funny. He's gay. A quick segment, and every once in a while, he does.
Is that
bring
Disney?
me up.
Yeah.
Usually, he brings me up in a meme. Like he'll reference my accident in 2016, and he'll have a good
I got
laugh
the
about it. And say
chibi
things like, you know,
The Doom Bot version 2?
is like Darkside Phil. You name another person that could have something like that happen on a stream, and then immediately go into his normal stream and act like nothing happened. Anyone else would be like insanely embarrassed, and they would, disappear from the internet.
I love how DSP talks about the Moist Critical clip, and he just adds extra stuff into it to make it seem better than it was.
I was doing like shading
you
or
didn't say
whatnot
that,
with
Phil.
this.
Phil, what are you doing? This is like when he
Or
won
something with
Evo
this
in
character.
94, and instead
Where's
of
the
just going,
outfit?
yeah, 4th place, whatever, he goes, best American Street Fighter player in the year of 1994.
Justin, did you have any more honorable, dishonorable mentions?
I guess I would.
Hey yo! Hey!
Agree with you with DSP.
Yeah,
'Cause,
my
like,
boy.
Because what DSP does, like in person he's all nice to me and shit, and then when he makes a YouTube video, he thinks he's all hard and crap.
Uh-huh.
I think like Jaha and like Watson were like looking for him if he ever came down to one of the Evo events or something.
Yeah, so like he was like, I heard he was like crying and everything, so that was pretty funny.
By my detractors in particular. And now we've got big channels like Moist Critical who reiterate those negative misconceptions and or take moments out of context as like this is all who Phil is, and now everyone who watches his content believes that, and that's not fair.
I don't even know if I could force people to sit through this, because like DSP just says a whole lot of nothing and it takes forever to do it. That's why most people watch this dude at double speed. I don't know how he thinks anyone can give him any more or like paint him in a better light. Like DSP, bro, you got any.
It's like he assumes his fans of like what 12 years all have money like that, and they have jobs. So like, give him your disposable income because he makes content for you.
YouTube at the ground floor, you were lazy as could be. Instead of changing with the times and keeping your finger on the cultural zeitgeist, you decided to tell everyone to eat a bag of dicks and you're gonna do what you wanted, and you fell off. And you proceeded to keep falling. Just when we think you
Keep
hit the
falling,
bottom,
falling,
you know,
falling,
you just tear
falling,
through the corner.
falling, falling. No, I should find that song.
What can anyone do with you? It's like, so Phil, you had a day off. What happened? Snort.
Oh
Me and my wife
yeah.
went out. We ordered food from DoorDash. We got our errands done. Boring. Like, you gotta spice up Phil. It literally takes a skill to take DSP's videos and make them remotely mentally digestible. You just sort of phase out. That's why they call it pignosis. He just yeah until like you just sort of accept whatever's going on, and you become a vegetable. And he's like, guys, I need some help. There's not enough tips in the stream, and you open your wallet. Oh.
Yo, what if you
If
open
DSP
your
was
wallet and
85,
like your
he would let
fucking money
Mr.
slowly
Veneca
starts
interview.
coming
Now,
out?
that would actually be something people would tune in for, but DSP will never go for it. He'd rather try to get Moist Critical to interview him, someone who doesn't know who he is. So that way you can't grill him half to death about all of the things he's doing. Phil, why'd you pay $500 for spark plugs, Phil? You ever heard of a spark plug gauge, Phil? You ever worked on a car, Phil? Where's your wife, Phil?
Spark plug
What did
gauge?
you do with all that money you made and somehow ended up in debt for 500 grand? Oh, remember that time when
Oh,
DSP was
yeah.
like trying to get money out of his fan base?
That's what
telling him
hairstyle
that, like,
that
his
is.
family member, like his mother and father, they're like close to death, and he's gonna go to Connecticut to see him because he might not see him again because they're so old and frail. He has to do this now, you guys. And then people in chat were like, if you go over to Connecticut, Phil, you should marry Kat. And DSP's like,
I have money to do it. I don't 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 have money to do it.
Then he goes to Connecticut and marries Cat.
Let's go.
But the misconception is I'm banned from Twitch because that's what my haters say. So I'm not shocked to hear that Moist Critical thinks I was banned from Twitch. It's not his fault. That's just believing what idiots say about me. That's not true.
DSP, Moist Critical doesn't know anything about you and doesn't care. You got banned from the Twitch partner membership. So if Moist
He probably thinks Moist Critical is watching this.
Critical hears he's banned from Twitch, it's not like Moist is going to turn into an investigative journalist to figure out what exactly you got cream for.
If you can, super chat, please become a member, please buy my merch, here's my t-shirts, right? He was shilling to his audience. He could do that, that's fine, but what Moist Critical was making a point of is, he goes, here's a YouTuber who used to have 5 million active subs, now he has 4 million, and he's literally like...
You still have million! Fucking DSP's delusional, my guy. Clout Demon delusion. Let's go.
Agree, but if what Boogie's saying is true, I understand why he's doing it.
Oh, what you say is true?
Okay, I can see both
A
sides.
year ago, Boogie
Shaolin
put out a
Wu-Tang
video.
would
The
be
title,
dangerous.
Finally, I'm rich. Back when crypto was making crazy, like what was it, 60 grand a coin or something. The second you see a downward trend, it's time to jump. Here we are a year later, and Boogie has the Help Me video. Frankly, like I don't even know what to make of it. I don't know if I'd have the guts to do that. To be like, hey guys, guess who's rich? And then I screw up, lose all my money. Put out a video like, hey guys, guess who's dead broke? Subscribe, join my OnlyFans, join my memberships, buy my merch, lick my ass.
Lick my ass.
Only you can keep me from working. And of course, DSP sitting here and he's like, I can see both sides. I see why he's doing it. Of course you do, Phil. You've been begging like this for years. Boogie needs to pay you for mentorship. Take some lessons. Darkside Phil, how to beg successfully and hang around long past your prime. Only 1995.
I ain't gonna put regular skin on her.
Because he's infamous for being an e-beggar, right? So basically, that's when Moist Critical goes, well, yeah, I'm up on Phil. I basically the way he says it, you can tell that like he's interested in me as a character, but he doesn't watch my content. All right, you can tell he's not sitting here right now watching my stream. He's watching the detractor highlight of my stream that picks at the bad parts and says that's all that I am. All right.
This is why.
Because that's what he is.
DSP is either a character or he's stone cold crazy. He's like, you can tell Moist Critical doesn't watch my content because your content is so boring. Jesus Christ. DSP streams are like ambient.
Actually, you know what?
Nothing's going on. Nothing interesting happens.
I wanna
You
make more
play to
Goblin
cry,
Girls?
Something upsets him. Because that's the only time he has something to say. I've watched his Street Fighter stream of Street Fighter 6. Oh my God. It is a waste of your life. Tevin's getting drunk. You literally have to have a buzz on to be able to sit through a Phil stream. It's weak sauce. Of course, he's not watching. You suck. Oh my God, dude. You torment your fan base. Could you imagine watching something boring and then someone demanding money? DSP's like a stripper you don't want to see at the club. Then they get off the stage and walk up to you and ask for money. And it's just like, Jesus Christ. You should pay me for being here. DSP streams are so boring. This dude falls asleep on his own live stream.
I love her lack of energy. Go, girl, give us nothing.
Was I upset that night? I absolutely, positively was upset. The game pissed me the off. It made me feel like because the game was badly designed and it ruined an experience for me because I was liking the game up to that point and I was actually sad that the game had gotten so bad at that point. In addition, I already had a week where things were already really,
so she's
bad
topless.
for me
Is she bottomless too?
both behind the scenes and in front of the scenes. You know, it was a slow week that week. And I didn't even know what was going to happen being and I was honest with my audience that night, and some people just can't take that honestly. Basically, it amounted to nothing. No one's really supported, which pisses me off. It does.
And it's purely budgetary. It's not personal.
I'm gonna kill myself! I'm going to kill myself, and it's your fault!
Trying to play this off as he was really hard up for money this time. Like, for real, dude, It's kind of disgusting. Because he's always hard up for money. He's been hard for money for years. He's begging for money since he like
That
came
shit
and
doesn't
hit
look
the
right.
scene. He's telling people to click the links in the video, click the ads, send money to his PayPal. This is the same thing. He's 14 years, Phil. He's hoping he got Moist Critical sees this and thinks like DSP's making some sort of Barbara Walters level turnaround. I don't even know who that is. Darkside Phil admitted that the month we're talking about, because this was last month, was so good on YouTube. A lot of people came out and supported him and stuff. And he made so much money from gifted memberships that he could buy his wife an Xbox S. Now, this whole time right here, DSP is telling us he's broke. But if you watch Phil, even like passingly, like a retarded squirrel that's outside your house, you sometimes see, you're like, what the hell's Squirrely doing now?
Yeah.
He will tell on himself. Last month he was hard for money.
At that point. In addition, I already had a week where things were already really like bad for me financially, both behind the scenes and in front of the scenes. You know, it was a slow week that week. And I didn't even know what was going to happen being able to afford stuff.
This month, last month, he made a lot of money. Things were good. He could buy an Xbox.
During that time when they were well, I mean, they still are cheap. The thing was, they went on sale during the Black Friday week. And thankfully, thanks to having a really good month here on YouTube 2 months ago, if you remember, there was the month when I got the ridiculous amount of gifted subs. So because of that, I had some extra money, and I was able to get her an Xbox Series S.
I don't get it.
Shit. See how this dude rolls? We ain't even getting into the television saga. Not even. Keep the clip going before I stab myself in the head.
Like, Phil has the pignosis. He mind and brainwashes his viewers into contributing.
The pignosis is very real. I call it begnosis. Like, the dude constantly, there's always something wrong. There's always something bad on the horizon. He's the underdog. You gotta help. And his fan base always rallies to him. All right, even back in the days of Twitch, you could find this at Snort Twitch streamers have the most generous fans. We looked at the revenue each streamer gains from bits and cheers per subscriber. This shows which streamers have the most loyal fans. Users with the most donations incoming per subscriber include Darkside Phil, Tim Ack, what is that, Tim the Tap Man, and Castro. DSP's #1. This was in 2020. Oh my God, I'm so dizzy.
Thank you for following me.
Oh my God.
Hope you have some fun and laugh with me. Oh wait, fuck! I forgot the end of that part of the song. Thank you for the follows. Why didn't it show me who follows? Thank you, Ponzi23 for the follow, fam.
And I would hope that the fact that you guys are getting
I'm just watching. I'm just reacting to a video while building a VTuber. Actually, like Costco a little bit. Yeah, I'm just watching a video while building a VTuber and all that good stuff. But welcome to the stream.
Look at the views skyrocketed. People were really saying they were enjoying seeing me suffer through this. That at least someone would have said, all right, thanks a lot for that. We know you're having a rough week. Here you go. We'll contribute or do something.
It's kind of messed up how Darkside Phil's getting away with this shit though. It's fucking crazy.
I got upset about it. All right, I'm a huge
dude's fucking just sitting here like fuck man, like imagine getting $39,000 a year off just streaming, and then act like your shit don't stink. You sit there and just eat beg every stream almost. Fuck man, I should really react to Darkside Phil streams live, just for shits and giggles.
I was having a bad time with the game. I felt so bad, and I stayed an hour over. It's not a real... Like, bro, you're acting like you're a bricklayer, dude.
All right, next
you're
character.
Acting like you're a garbage man or a security guard. I had to do an hour overtime.
We did grape juice. Who is KG?
You did that extra hour praying to God someone send you $50. You know, you wouldn't have to beg if you just tried. If you actually... put some.
How was your day, Ponzi?
What you were doing, my God.
Or, no, it's Ponzi. How do you pronounce that? Because I know I'm doing it wrong.
Yes, this is the quality content
Pawsy?
coming from Phil.
It's Pawsy,
yeah,
isn't
we're only
it?
2 days into 2023, and I'm already suspecting that Phil is losing it a little bit. I know he thinks his fans will watch anything, but this is really lowbrow.
Look at his background, bro. His background is empty PlayStation 5 boxes and Xbox boxes with little tchotchkes and bobbleheads. This is him leveling up. The Magic 8 Ball.
The Magic 8 Ball. He got the little figurines from the 99-cent store up here and shit.
You give him $8, you shake it around, you can ask the 8 Ball a question. Why don't you cut out the damn middleman and buy yourself an 8 Ball and ask it whenever you feel? It's a one-time fee.
Okay. Double blow, everybody. Jasper, here it comes. Bubbles.
He really is falling apart under the weight of this massive talent.
Damn, man. I wish I had talent like that, man. Fuck.
How did that look?
Oh,
Alright, let's finish
I'm
this.
gonna blow a bubble.
Gotta import all these fucking
40 years old. You can tell he comes
skins
from the
and
mean
stuff.
streets of
Let's
Greenwich,
see.
Connecticut. Because this wouldn't
Shoes are
fly in this
fine.
city.
Wait, there's actually textures on the bottom of this. Wow, that is a lot. Wow, they actually did put textures under here and shit. That's really fucking good. Wow, that's good. That's really good. That's hilarious. I didn't think they would put actual texture on the feet. Like, hold on, are they like that for other shoes?
Saying they were enjoying seeing me suffer through this. That at least someone would have said, "All right, thanks a lot for that."
That's
See what I'm saying about this
hilarious.
being crazy? Like, bro.
Is that
you
the
staying
only shoe
extra
that does
hour to
that?
play a game you don't like is not doing anything.
Okay,
for
the
you.
bottom of this is probably a
They're
little
there
bit
to
cool.
laugh at you. You may as well have fun.
I never actually
Notice
looked to
how
the
other
attention to
streamers that are
details
rich
to
are
any of
having
these.
Fun. There's a kid's
about
name,
these
Speed of
ones?
Sonic or something. He looks like he's always having fun. People just throw money at him. Darkside Phil is always at a constant.
So is it
state
only
of
that
peril.
shoe? Is it only these two shoes?
And he expects to be paid.
I think it's only these two shoes.
He plays a
Yeah, that's
game he doesn't
crazy.
like.
That's
He
actually pretty
literally
cool.
says, you think someone would thank me by going, here, Phil, you've been suffering through the game for my entertainment.
Alright.
Here's money. Phil, I know you had a rough week.
Let's
You got
say
fleeced out of $500 spark plugs. Let me alleviate your stress.
Absolutely right. I 100% will publicly admit that was one of the times when the weakness of me as a person was exposed to the internet. For sure, 1,000,000%.
so. This dude bought $8,000 sparks plugs. Like, how can you buy $8,000 spark plugs? How does that even work? Like, for real, how does that even work? Like, aren't like spark clubs like $40 at the most? Pearl lines, grape juice, lemon juice. Oh wait, did I do grape juice too? That's grape juice. We didn't do grape juice too, did we? No. Let's grab grape juice too. Let that load.
That was a moment that I was weak because I was very upset about how things were going financially for me that week. And because I was so upset at the game, I vented to my audience, and you could say that was bad.
So this was your one moment of weakness. I guess the other 14 years of seeing you do this is a fever dream we all
He's been doing this for 14 years? Jeez.
suffered. And all the videos that have proof of you doing the same thing repeatedly, they're all doctored. They're all deep fakes.
If you look back at my content from 10 years
14 years? Holy shit.
ago, when I was very popular on YouTube and I was rolling in the ad revenue, I never mentioned money.
Which is this channel, The King of Hate HD, and basically how much you guys participate with this channel, if you know what I mean. I'm not allowed to come out and just say, how you can do that, but anyone who's accustomed to YouTube and how the partner channels work, I'm sure you understand what I'm saying.
I was never asking for it. I didn't have a PayPal where you could donate. I just started a Patreon. I've been a YouTuber from...
Is this him admitting that he's e-bags or nah? I can't tell.
Bullshit artist. I say again, bullshit artist.
DSP's lying through his goddamn teeth.
So he is lying. Okay, cool.
You, Phil, are you doing this? Are you really sitting there going, I never had a PayPal, I never asked for money? Lies. Bro, there's literally video of you telling people to send you money for PayPal. When
Yikes.
you had a Patreon, you told people to join your Patreon. And you didn't want to be Mr. Views, that Patreon would set you free from views. Why? Why did I do this?
Box to play Fortnite today.
Notice me moist, please. What's up with people with their chins fusing with their necks? I never understood this. Like I'm fat, but my neck always stayed small. Like I never had like I could like fake have my neck fuse with my chin, but like I have to like shrug my shoulders really hard. And that shit hurts my back a little bit because I'm old and I don't get out at all. I do, but like it really is bright today. I guess the rain stopped.
Can take me the Moisty Mire, but not Loot Lake. I really love to jug with you.
But this is very much my business. All right, I do have to treat it like a business because if I have a day where everything's very slow.
Oh shit! I'm over here watching Dark Side Phil and like fucking not even paying attention to this. My fucking god.
Great. Okay, if I don't do this, and I have a series of slow days.
Oh, this is a grape juice too.
Be screwed.
Remember when like DSP was
okay, so this is
in
what I was
trouble for
actually
taxes
working
with the
on.
IRS, and he got on the stream every day. It told us that it wasn't a business.
Whatever you want to call this, because technically it's not a business. I know. Well, that's another thing too, because I've been calling out that this thing is not a business because it's not. It's not a legally registered business. All the work that I put into this entity.
Let's add this.
It's not a
Save that as
business.
new.
It's because it's not. I don't own a business. I don't legally own a business anywhere.
He doesn't know what it is, but it's definitely not a business.
Say
now
that
we're back
Adam
to being a business again.
Now, do I want to operate like this forever? No, I don't. I don't like this. I hate this. I freaking
Save that item
hate
as new.
this.
Okay, so that's
I
where
don't
that's
want
at.
To have to constantly be asking for contributions and asking for help. I hate it.
I
Really,
don't
it
think she's
hurts
wearing
me to do
socks.
it,
Oh no,
to be
she is
honest.
wearing socks. Okay, cool.
Test it. I don't want to do it. But I
Shoes.
have
She's
to.
wearing no more
If I want to continue to
shoes.
do what I love, and if I
Wow,
wanna
these
do
are
it,
detailed at the bottom too. Wow.
Gulag kills don't count. Yeah, bye. Goodbye. Don't come back. Dishonest app. Don't stay in my chat. Sorry. Gulag kills don't count. They're the same as any other kill.
To do what I
Gulag kills don't count. I don't
Don't do
understand.
it.
Oh, whoa, whoa.
No,
Who,
no,
who,
don't do it.
who scared me?
No. No.
Hey, what up,
No.
what
Don't
up,
do
Unknown
it.
Faith? It's been
I'm
a cool
a
minute.
virgin.
How you been, fam?
No.
What are you
No.
doing? I'm gonna make her topless. How you been, fam? It's been a cool minute. I'm just sitting here like opening V-Roids and opening fucking wait, do I have lemon juice? Lemon juice, lemon juice, lemon juice. I do not see lemon juice. Alright. Welcome to the stream, fam. How you been? I'm sitting here reacting to Gundam talking about
And if I
DSP.
want to do what people tell me is meaningful.
Okay. So toxic. Oh, you think that was toxic to want people to be people of their word? Now you're gone too. Since, you think it's toxic to make people actually live up to what they say they're going to do.
Come on. The fact Phil says he loves this, that's a lie. The only time Phil says a stream is good is if he gets a certain amount of money. If he's in that vest, if he's wearing a stupid
lemon
hat
juice.
and
Okay.
glasses, it was a
Oh,
good
okay.
stream.
So I have to set
If
up
the stream
his
doesn't make a
hoodie
certain
and
amount of
all
money,
that
it
good
was a
stuff.
slow day. Notice how that's always what it is. Also, if you look at DSP's Twitter page, it's like a totally different person. He does run his Twitter like a business, like a PR firm that has nothing but positive things to say. Find out more on DSP Gaming while we make it to the other side of this bridge. Then you go on the stream, the dude looks miserable, and he's hinting at money.
To do what I love, and if I want to do what people tell me is meaningful. Very nice.
Nothing you've done
What?
is meaningful. I'm not trying to be mean to you, but I'm being real. Even what I'm doing, people sit there and go, you got me through a dark time. I don't let that go to my head. I was making doofy videos to make a couple people laugh, and I went on about my business. That's the difference between me and Phil. I look at what I'm doing, I'm like, whatever, it's Tuesday. Phil's like, I'm helping people. Snort.
Here we go again with the credit.
My long-term plan
All right.
is that within a few years my credit builds back up because my bankruptcy will be in the past.
Here, let's do
I'll be
this.
able to do
Since
things
I'm
like
mostly
apply for loans or refinance my home, and that's going to save me.
No, God, please, no. No.
Let's do this real quick.
No!
Let's switch windows.
No, Phil. Credit is not for you, dude.
Picture
you
in picture.
literally went 500 grand into debt.
And
And now he's
this
talking
one
like, oh,
will be
when
that
my
one.
credit
Okay,
gets
cool.
back up and the bankruptcy's over, I can apply for loans. But that's how you
All
got
right, that
into
looks
this
cool.
mess the first time. Applying for loans on a failing business that you call DSP.
Why you say it like that? Business. Why you say? Why they good to say it like that? Business. Hey yo. All right.
Anything, and they say, what do you do for a living? And I tell them I make, gameplay videos and I'm a YouTuber. 2016, I lost big money that normally I would have coming in just from people naturally searching for a game on YouTube. Oh, a raw playthrough, let's check it out, and they'd come watch. I got none of that, and it really concretely hurt me.
Yeah, because you make low form content and try to think like your content's high grade content. See, the content that I'm making right now is garbage. It's 100% trash. I understand my content is trash. Because all I'm doing is just reacting to random videos on the internet until I get my new PC fixed. But that's besides the point. Fucking DSP makes low form content and really thinks it's high form content, or is like the same as like Maximilian Dodd, Wooly versus who else? Fucking Moist Critical. Like he thinks he's on that level, but he's really not. He's actually really down there, but he's just getting a lot of money just for like e-begging. Like it's nuts.
Really, really badly, all right? To the point, and I won't go too much into detail, but to the point where I had to take out loans, I had to rack up credit cards, I had to do a lot of things that I did not want to do because I already was in debt from moving across the country in mid-2014, and my debt went way up.
He's literally gonna do it again if he gets his credit back. See? DSP doesn't learn. DSP's worst enemy, the greatest detractor of all time in Phil history, is Darkside Phil.
Oh my God.
You hear me? You quote me on that. You heard that? Past Darkside Phil, screws present Darkside Phil. Present Darkside Phil, screws future Darkside Phil.
Why is he wearing a hat?
This dude is literally planning to take out loans. They're gonna save me. The bankruptcy was supposed to save you, Phil. It didn't. Getting the money for your taxes was supposed to save you, Phil. It didn't. It's a never-ending loop. Darkside Phil.
You should be really glad for the inner top. I don't like the fact that this is inner top.
No amount of money will ever be enough. And you're a damn fool to give any more if you've seen the grift. And I'm not trying to be mean to it, but goddamn. You lucky. Moist doesn't know half of what I know about you. You're lucky Moist doesn't want to speak to me. I might talk to Mudahar. Mudahar and I talk once in a while. I might, but Mudahar probably knows as much as I do.
Oh wow, they actually
Nobody wants to
wow,
deal
they
with
actually put a lot of
You're a
detail into that.
goddamn snare.
Rolling in dumb. Like, geez, dude. Maybe
Actually looks really fucking nice.
When you start making entire posts and entire videos that are product placements, maybe it's time to reassess your future.
Ooh, even the hats look nice. Oh, you did a little splatter on there?
And say, what the fuck
Alright,
is
cool.
my life that I'm such a sellout?
Let's
Because
get the next
DSP's
character.
like, oh, these shells and the title shells and the knife shells.
I have a
and-
lot
you
of
know,
characters.
I don't do that.
What model
I
is
don't
this?
shill to my audience, but these people need
Like
to
I think the only
reevaluate
character I
what
don't
they're
own is
doing.
like
And it's like
one
this
to get
dude
the
is
fro
counting
lines, and there was
everybody
another
else's
one.
bag. Everyone else.
But those are
If
characters
you
I got
made
from Booth and
$10
was imported
today
for their
and Phil
parts.
made 5, he hates your guts. Remember that Dave Chappelle bit, the player haters ball? DSP is literally all those dudes rolled into one.
Hey yo!
Brother got a nice car, man. Why you got a car?
Hey, I was looking for her.
Cars or a wife or all that, man. I mean, that's played out, man. I hate on it till he's totally broke and ain't got nothing like me. You know what I'm saying? Cause yeah, that's what real hating is all about, man.
Part 9.
Alright, we're gonna save that, 'cause that's a whole bodysuit, I
can
believe.
pack it up. I can give up, right? When I give up, quit on everything I've done for 14 years that everyone tells me daily is meaningful and they would be crushed if I stopped doing it.
I gotta play that one again. DSP is playing himself off like he's Rocky Balboa, dude. Who the fuck are these people? That would be crushed if DSP stopped uploading.
Yeah, Cloud Demon Delusion. I need to really make that fucking list. Should we make a list of the type of Cloud Demons? Because DSP got that greed, or like, it's either like delusion or greed. It's one of the two. Alright, what? This is viewer model 1. What is viewer model 2? Or 21? 21. I'm gonna just play some music while I just build like characters and shit like that quietly here. Yikes.
It bothers me when I see someone like Moist Critical, who's like a genuine guy, looks like a fun guy, makes great content. You can tell he's watching only the negative stuff about me, and that's his conception of me now. You know, this is why a week ago now I'm pink. This is why a week ago
I wonder if DSP watch his own streams,
so that all this stuff that's said about me can be addressed and aired out, and you can hear my side of the story. Because right now, no one hears my side of the story. All they hear, or they read
Now the thing is, with DSP, we hear the side of his story, but his side of the story shows that the other side is so right. That's the fucked up part. I don't think DSP realizes this. Who is model 21? Okay, so I found it. All right, cool. I made a couple of assets, which is their shoes. I made a cover for the shoes, and the cover for like the little thing I made. But I should have made these pink. So it's good to know that she's still here. I gotta save something. I gotta save the outfit though. This week is bomb as fuck. I'm high on life, guys. I've been smoking. I'm sorry, the reefer did not have me this whole stream. Apologies for coughing in your guys' ear and stuff. Alright, save as a new item. Shit. But no, fucking. Yeah, man, that's. Yikes.
Watch the detractor videos, right? They watch the nasty. Here, watch the Scorn highlight. Watch this moment where Phil had a meltdown on stream.
Here we go with that interview him thing again. Nobody knows the side of the story. We've already heard your side of the story countless times. He just wants to be on someone like Moist's channel that has millions of subscribers, and he prays to God that this would somehow resonate with people. Because Darkside Phil, like I said, he's crazy. This dude thinks if he got his fair shake,
okay, Model Ras 2. Then we got the rest that's at the bottom here.
Get new fans, and they would come in and they would see that he was the realest one on YouTube ever. The man who never shills, unless it's like peanuts that he was selling in the early 2000s, or the beanbag chairs, or those Chinese gamer seats he was.
I had one of those chairs. Shit fell apart on me after like the second month.
Shilling that the company.
No, it was a year. It
was so. Oh my god. Watch.
And I think I was doing a skit of me failing No Nut November, and the chair broke right then and there.
Almighty Tevin's video on that.
Actually, that Moist Critical said about me, that actually is pretty hurtful, but I don't think he means it that way. He basically said, I still say to this day, the best thing that Phil ever left on the internet was when he had his accident, but the rest, he just kept streaming as if nothing happened. And, basically it's hilarious because it shows incredible determination,
No. There we go.
Hey, it's Chibi Ras. Okay, so this was the Chibi version of
putting words in Moist Critical's mouth.
Alright.
The way DSP okay, forget it. This video, it's garbage. God bless you if you made this far. The way DSP saw Moist Critical's video was like through DSP vision. Moist was like, he did say it was like a gangster move or whatever, but DSP saw it as like Moist Critical said I had incredible determination to keep streaming after jerking off. It's like he's the hero of a shonen manga. He's Naruto of spanking it.
Hey, yo.
And although you can admit, yes, the embarrassing moment was definitely one of the things everyone remembers about me, I don't really think that was the defining characteristic of who I am on the internet.
DSP just can't accept the fact that his greatest moment on internet history was having a wank. Like, lean into the meme, dude. I think Review Tech USA said this, and he was right. You should have capitalized on that. You should have sold t-shirts. You should have ran with it. You probably would have actually made some money. And you were a sport about it. You could have probably pivoted your declining career right there. But instead, you tried to bury it. You had...
You know, DSP is probably going to see that, and he's probably going to make a t-shirt out of it.
Had people's videos taken down. You're a dick about it. And still, that's all anyone remembered you for. Hell, I'm sure most people remember me for the Pokey drama. Run with it. Instead of being upset like, I did a lot more than that. Yeah, it was me. She tried to bury me.
No, Gundam's right. Just own the shit, you know?
Well
Just do it.
as one of the most
Don't let
popular
your
Let's Players
memes
on
become
YouTube,
dreams.
Who basically inspired so many others. People like
Today?
Creatures,
You said you did it
right?
yesterday.
They in turn inspired more people and then inspired more people.
I know that sounds dumb. That's so bad.
Inspiring the creatures who
Today you
inspired
did it
other
yesterday.
people. He was the father of Let's Plays. DSP's acting like he's a pioneer. He's Davy Crockett.
You know what's fucked up about DSP thinking like he's the king of Let's Plays? Chris Chan beat him years beforehand. That's the fucked up part.
Internet gaming. But in all actuality, if you look it up,
Alright, what is
Let's
Model
Plays
Raz
existed before
2?
YouTube and before Darkside fell. They were on forums and whatnot. I'm pretty sure someone's done a video on it. I'm not looking.
I'll be honest with you. Moist Critical, he's huge. He's giant. I'm shocked. The guy even spends a minute talking about me in his content.
As you can tell, DSP is really trying to kiss Moist Critical's ass here. Because PewDiePie's talked about DSP. PewDiePie's talked about DSP at the height of his fame. Doesn't PewDiePie have 100 million subscribers? I don't think Moist does. But since Darkside Fell hates PewDiePie and PewDiePie knows a bit about Darkside Fell,
Oh shit, it's
we're just gonna
this
pretend
one.
like PewDiePie's never spoke about him. But Moist, my God, he's a star. He's the greatest ever. He's Jesus.
Here's the difference. Moist Critical brings me up every once in a while in a funny way. Sometimes it's positive, sometimes it's a joke laughing at me. Who cares? No big deal. He's not Mr. Matoker. He's not, oh, let's do a series of insanely hateful, destructive videos about Phil. That's the difference here. He's literally, Moist Critical benefits nothing by mentioning me in his content. He just does because he genuinely finds it interesting. Versus, I have a concerted effort to try to ruin someone's life, which is what...
Wow, even more Moist Criticals is talking mad shit about him? Wow!
Matoker did.
Mr. Matoker was doing hateful things against me. I think Jim's whole thing is similar to my own, where you just look at madness and you laugh at the absolute absurdity. And you're an absurd character, Phil. No one has anything to gain from you. Nobody. Did an interview at the Quartering and it wasn't exactly like the barnstormer you thought it was going to be. Even me doing this
Is this
video.
custom? No, it's not
Realistically, this is dumb. Like if I talk to my
Alright, so
consultant
these
or
are
advisor
custom.
And I go, hey,
No, I already have these right here. I need to really
thinking
fix
doing
these.
an hour-long
Try to make them like
Darkside
fingerless
Phil
gloves.
video.
No, wait.
He would go, oh,
Oh,
I
those
see
are
you
different.
Like to lose money. He's like, the time you waste editing this could have gone to a sponsor. Could have gone to a subject people are interested in, like comic books and
no custom
anime and
here.
manga. Or stupid stuff on TikTok. Instead, you're talking about the jerk-off man.
Save us new
I'm
item.
like, yeah, he's funny. See? It's clown world. He's like, it's clown shoes, what you're
Then
doing in
save
your
us new
career.
item.
This isn't good for me, Phil. It's good for nobody. But I'm doing it anyway because I'm a
Damn, I
master.
should have covered his hands in like blood or something. I don't know. Alright, next one.
Darkside Phil finally stopped doing his horrible podcast to start the gaming, which then turned into another conversation about Moist Critical, who at this point you'd assume is his man crush, because my God, is he talking a lot about... I've heard more about Moist Critical from Darkside Phil than I've heard about Cat from Darkside Phil, and he's married to that bro.
Alright,
Point
model,
being,
YouTube,
he
blah,
thanks
blah, blah,
Moist
blah, blah.
Critical
Okay, this is probably
for
another
helping
character
him
I
see
made,
the
or it's
error
like,
of his ways. This was the new
got off the booth
Darkside
to
Phil.
get the clothing off of, or the hair.
Like I said, when Moist Critical said that, And I was like, okay, so let me go back and watch. And then I watched the Scorn deal, and I was like, oh my God. I was like disgusted with myself. I really was. I was like, and it sucks because, I mean, obviously I did it for a reason. I was acting like that for a reason.
It's
like,
this
I was
one.
really scared.
Okay, cool. So we can save that.
But when someone who literally has nothing to gain from you,
Forgot I
says
made like
something
a
that
whole
about
thing
you,
of goblins and
you
based them off
realize
like
that
apple flavors.
It probably rings true better.
Or like
Actually,
names
I
of
feel
like
I
different
actually owe
apples and
Moist
stuff.
Critical a thank
Like I
you
think this one's
for
this
calling me out
Camille.
like that, because it made me realize that I was doing a very wrong thing and I needed to stop.
This was the improved Dark Side Phil, who was not going to beg, and he was not going to. It doesn't matter. You already know he's going to start begging again. So
It looks like you guys have lost interest. I'm doing my best. You know,
Passion
level 3
fruit.
of 5, I hope the final world is not a real world. It's just narrative ending. But the game is getting worse the further I play it. Quite frankly, it is. And yeah, if you guys can see, attendance is lower.
Hey yo, I need to find these clips being green and being Chroma keyed and stuff like that, so I can actually use this shit because it's pretty fucking hilarious.
Engagement is lower.
Or I can just make it better.
Support is lower. Everything is lower.
on the 15th of November, the official podcast with Moist Critical, they talk a little bit about Dark Side Phil and the possible interview that Phil was hoping for.
Hey, let's go.
Oh yeah, that's not happening. I saw that. That's just, I'm not doing that. So
Well,
what? Do what?
Apparently, he's like he doesn't get mad at you. He's blocked my ass because I've watched too many of those hate videos. But apparently, you get the pass because it's like Moist Critical. He just looks up DSP Gaming and he just sees all the bad videos. I don't even blame him. What?
Yeah, no. So I was just talking about. So to tie everything back, I was talking.
Hey yo, that's hilarious. I hope DSP watched that and just felt bad. Not anybody should feel bad, but I hope he just felt bad about it, Wait, what do you mean she doesn't have her bra? I already got those inner tops. Bottom's that one, of course. We already got that, unless that's different. And then her shoes is the same as this one. Okay, so we don't need to do anything with that.
Talking about Boogie and like the e-begging stuff. And then I likened it to DSP, whose whole brand has become like, making sure his viewers are giving him money, or else he
saying he has no time to do anything and he's so busy.
Very similar.
Yeah.
So I compared the two. DSP saw it and he made like a response to it and then was requesting an interview. I don't interview people. I was just talking on stream about this shit. Like, it's not that deep.
And there you have it. Moist Critical himself says it ain't that deep. There's a couple more video.
Hey, yo, thank you, Gundam, for this very good content that I was able to watch and listen to for a few hours.
Clips.
But I'll react to
Dark Side
DSP,
Phil
honestly.
still talking about
Just
this,
talking
still
mad
angling.
shit.
Oh,
But it can't be
I
live on
might
the
have
stream
an
now.
interview lined up,
Because
but
that's
if anything,
yikes.
nobody really wanted this interview, and who he hoped would interview him felt it was not that deep, because it wasn't. It was a passing conversation mention that Dark Side Phil took too much to heart. He even spent like a few weeks trying not to beg and telling people about how he wasn't begging.
Well,
Courtney
Clenny was back in front of a judge today. She's accused of murdering her boyfriend.
It was like a weird interview.
Wait.
Clenny and her.
Wow, hold on. I thought I was on like the same page, but apparently I wasn't. Probably I had the second tab open.
Courtney Clenny was back in front of a judge today. She's accused of murdering her boyfriend.
Insanity.
So last month, Clenny and her attorneys had been asking the judge to let her await her murder trial at home.
Wealth.
Courtney Clenny was back in front of a judge today. She's accused of murdering her boyfriend.
Insanity.
So last month, Clenny and her attorneys had been asking the judge to let her await her murder trial at home.
Domestic violence.
Who's this?
The court indicated she had millions of dollars at her disposal.
Oh!
Today we'll be looking
Okay,
at an
cool.
online
It's my other
model
short
that
stack.
committed an
Now
unthinkable
we got these
crime
items
against
back.
their partner for seemingly no reason.
And with that, many wonder if there's any way to prevent incidents like this from happening in the future.
Probably not.
Courtney Taylor Clenny was born in Texas on April 21st, 1996. Even from a young age, her parents felt their daughter was destined for greatness. She was very athletic, participating in a variety of activities including gymnastics and horseback riding. In spite of this, however, the adolescent didn't feel passionate about sports. Instead, her interest lay on an entirely different career path. Upon turning 13, Courtney pivoted to entertainment. The teen was determined and began attending acting, dancing, and voice classes. Within a year, she began appearing in commercials and eventually moved to Los Angeles after graduating. Before long, she took roles as an extra on titles such as Boyhood and Everybody Wants Some. And in 2015, she was cast in rapper G-Eazy's music video for Me, Myself, and I, while the
Yikes! And all these black girls out here talking about, I'm trying to be the music video person, da 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 da. And she just walks right into Los Angeles and just gets it. Damn, get fucked. Alright, so it's the same as this one. Alright, let's say.
Aspiring actress began to get roles, she wasn't making much of a name for herself. Most of these appearances were uncredited and easy to overlook. It was perhaps for that reason she started to expand her horizons. In 2016, Courtney participated in her first bikini competition, the 2016 MPC West Coast Classic. She entertained 2 categories, Novice Class C and F, and won 6th and 9th place.
It sounds like she had a really good life. I wonder what led her to murder her black boyfriend. I don't know why I put black in front of there, but I don't want to know what happened.
Respectively.
I know I'm gonna get it, but like, what drives like people just as murder
and so it
like
was
that,
only a few
fam?
months
Just
later that she
dump
entered another
them.
contest
Fuck,
called
man.
MPC Brew City. Courtney
Passion
not only placed higher at this event, but walked away with the first place prize. Indeed, this victory cemented her status as a fitness model, as she was now qualified to enter national competitions. While this itself indicated the start of a successful career, it was ultimately a different aspect of the business that was the most lucrative. You see, Courtney had begun to document her journey in the fitness industry on the World Wide Web.
Hey,
this included a YouTube channel in which she'd answer questions about her diet and relationship status. But more importantly, it entailed titillating pictures of her physique across social media. This proved extremely popular, as she quickly accumulated a massive
she found out
audience.
about
In
using
February
her
of
body to
2016,
get her paid.
Instagram sat at over 780,000 followers. By
Yikes.
October of the next year, that number grew to 1.3 million.
Yikes.
This attention caught the eye of Playboy magazine, who subsequently reached out to the model for a photo shoot. It was clear that Courtney had a knack for monetizing the male gaze, but there was still one more venue that she hadn't taken advantage of. A step that could easily earn her millions. It was around the same time
Hold
that
on.
the adult
shit.
subscription service OnlyFans was launched. Within the first 3 years, the site amassed over 12 million users, but it wouldn't enter mainstream consciousness until the pandemic. And as you can probably guess, Courtney was part of that wave. The model began to sell exclusive and not safe for work material on the platform. This ranged from nude photo
Friendly reminder about OnlyFans models. Know that if you get a special pick, everybody got that special pick. Alright, so this is Mini Doom with the hair and stuff. Did I actually... Why the fingers are so high? Did I make these? I don't think I made this. Hold on. No, this is a thing that's already here, but I don't see it selected. Unless that's not... No. This is selected. Save as new item. Okay, nothing selected. Okay, that's there. to figure out what arm accessories are these, because it's not highlighted anywhere right here. I don't see any like fingerless gloves here, and they're not in the custom tab. Just real quick. Oh, ah, there are here. Okay, cool. So it was that. All right, cool. Back to model selection, save. It is really cold in my house. It's really cold in here. Oh, don't you guys give me warm from my PC fan right now. It's not even that warm.
Shoots to videos of herself twerking. It was advertised
Oh damn, she was
alongside the
twerking?
offer of allowing men the
I need to rate that
opportunity
twerking
to talk
sesh.
with her. This immediately drew huge returns, with her account exploding in popularity. In fact, by the end of the year, she made over $960,000 from the site. This newfound wealth enabled her to move back to Austin, renting out a penthouse suite at the Berkshire Riverview complex that June. Though Courtney was uploading nudes of herself online, she had yet to offer footage of full-blown intercourse. That changed in 2021 with the release of her own amateur tapes. This boosted her popularity even further, as by the end of the year, she reached over 2 million followers on Instagram. But that was far less staggering than her earnings from OnlyFans, bringing in over $1.8 million that year. The model went from an aspiring actress to a multi-millionaire. Given that she now had a boyfriend, the question many of her fans raised was over the identity of the man in her videos. Her partner was eventually revealed to be Christian Toby Obumsel.
Every single white person's like, no! She got that BBC.
A 27-year-old who also grew up in Texas. Initially studying to be an engineer, he would luck out as a relatively early adopter of Bitcoin. When the two got together, Christian was supporting himself as a full-time crypto trader. It's not exactly certain when they began dating, but by the fall of 2020, they were living together at the Riverview suite. From that point forward, the couple would make videos for her OnlyFans. While her content and social media posts showed the highlights of their relationship, not everything was as it seemed. In fact, those who knew
Alright, got all my
Christian and
characters back
Courtney in real
almost. I'm just
life
missing
would
like
bear
a couple
witness
now.
to a far darker, morbid picture. We'll learn more about this after a brief word from our sponsor. It's always a good thing to spice up your relationship with your partner. And if you're looking for products of the adult variety, Adam and Eve View Complex is popular amongst young, wealthy professionals due to its proximity to the downtown area. Even still, Courtney was able to distinguish herself from the other residents. Upon moving in, neighbors recalled that she frequently hosted loud parties. She also boasted often about making a living off of OnlyFans. Yet their initial experiences, for the most part, were positive. One reflected that she seemed bubbly at first, and was extremely generous with her money. They noted her affinity for gift giving and stated, honestly, she was a nice person. She wanted to just have a good time and make people happy.
That's how they get you.
Happy.
You know what? I've been letting off this video for so fucking long. I gotta watch Anime Degenerates, goddammit. I've been holding off from this shit for way too long.
The first person we're going to be talking about today is Nobuhiro Watsuki. Born Nobuhiro Nishiwaki, he began writing and illustrating manga while he was still in high school. And like many other aspiring authors, he sent his material to many different publications, hoping that something of his would get picked up. In 1987, Nobuhiro wrote a one-shot called Teacher Pawn, which has seemingly never been digitized and is not available online, but apparently, it got an honorable mention in the 33rd edition of the Tezuka Awards, which is hosted semi-annually by Shueisha through their main publication, the Weekly Shonen Jump. If you are not familiar with what that is, it's pretty much the central anthology manga magazine that is responsible for pretty much every shonen title you can think of. Shonen being Japanese media directed at young men. Naruto, Dragon Ball, One Piece, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Hunter x Hunter, Fist of the North Star, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, you name it, and it was probably published in the Weekly Shonen Jump. given its seniority,
I'm missing
since it was in
characters. What the fuck?
circulation since 1968, and how much of a cultural linchpin it was for anyone and everyone interested in manga. It set the golden standard for aspiring writers, so you can imagine how meaningful it is to get an award through it. One of the committee members responsible for choosing who gets the awards is the legendary Akira Toriyama, creator
Wait,
of
there's
Dragon
only
Ball,
like
and another,
a certain
Osamu
amount
Tezuka,
of shit
the
you
man
can
who
have
the awards
up
are
at a
named
time.
after, made
Wow.
Astro Boy. It's safe to say that being noticed
No,
by
but it's
names
supposed
like
to be
these
here.
are no
What the
small
fuck did-
feat, and it certainly inspired Nobuhiro
Hold
to
on,
keep
guys.
trying his hand at manga. A few years later, in 1991, another one of his mangas, a story about a schoolgirl who was contacted by a
This is so
ghost,
dumb.
won the Hop Step Award, which was yet another award held by Shueisha. This gave him the break he needed into the manga world, and soon after graduating, he would move to Tokyo, where he would work as an assistant to Yoichi Taka. I fucking hate these names, holy shit. Yoichi Takahashi and Takeshi Obata, the latter of which
So this is why I don't try to learn Japanese. 'Cause I know I'm gonna butcher a lot of names. A lot of names.
authored the well-known manga, anime, and live-action movies under the name Death Note. Eventually, another one of his mangas would get the attention of Shueisha, though this time, it wasn't just for an award. Nobuhiro would write 3 one-shots, 2 of them being centered around a character named Rurouni Kenshin. When Kenshin's stories became serialized.
Yikes! That's the guy. Yikes! Trigger warning, guys.
And Nobuhiro was hired by Shueisha to continually write for it, they would be published under the title of Samurai X, which, if you are a surface-level anime buff, you have definitely heard about before. Samurai X would go on to amass over 70 million copies in circulation from 1994 to 1999, making it to the top 20 most published manga ever. Evidently, this is something that can be said of very few publications. Nobuhiro quickly made his way into the Mangaka Hall of Fame, and would go on to make another manga as well. Meanwhile, Samurai X got anime and movie adaptations that spread its fame
black
globally,
sneakers.
the most recent of which was a live-action trilogy in the early 2010s, and another film supposedly in the works right now. Typically, most mangakas, after achieving success, tend to adopt a
Yeah, like it's rare to see mangakas and anime get like successful adaptations, unless it's like something like I don't know, the Death Note live actions, all of them wasn't really that good, to be honest. And you could boo me in chat and all that good stuff, but like they were really that good. The live actions was pretty garbage, every single last one of them. Even L Save the World was pretty garbage. Because, like, it made a note to make it look like that Kira killed L. I mean, Kira killed, or Light killed L.
low profile,
Which I
and
find
enjoy the
fucking
fruits of their
hilarious.
labor, mostly unseen. Nobuhiro, on the other hand, would not be as graceful. In November of 2017, Tokyo Metropolitan Police were leading an investigation into an unrelated incident of the sale of CP, when they discovered a link that led to Nobuhiro. Specifically, he was suspected of having bought videos of girls around 10 years old. When his
Yikes.
house and office in Tokyo were searched, the suspicion would be confirmed, as they would find not 1 or 2,
Mike
but
and I.
around 100 DVDs,
Yo,
all containing extremely
wow.
illegal and disgusting material. After his arrest, he was charged and interrogated, almost instantly admitting to it and confessing, even specifying his own preference and content to the officers. I liked girls in the higher grades of elementary school to the 2nd grade of junior high. In response to this news,
Ew, you're a grown man. Ew.
Shueisha quickly suspended the publishing of new episodes of the Samurai X manga, putting it on an indefinite hiatus until Nobuhiro's situation was cleared up by the police. However, they didn't know what to do with the intellectual property of Samurai X, seeing as it was still under their ownership. Up until this point, Nobuhiro was widely admired, having mentored other illustrious manga artists, such as the creator of One Piece, Eiichiro Oda. Not only that, but he also had a wife who was totally unaware of what he was into until it came out in the news. I can't imagine how disturbing it is to discover that this author, who undoubtedly had access to multitudes of minors,
So you had mature pussy right there, and you still chose. Ew. Ew.
over the course of his decade,
You have a wife. You could just role play this. Yuck. Ew. My guy had a
is a
wife and
predator.
still
What is
chose
also
fucking
disturbing is the
elementary
fact that
kids.
the
That's
law
gross.
that completely prohibited possession of CP in Japan was only ratified in July 2014. Even then, it only allows for the person convicted of violating it to be imprisoned for 1 year, with a fine of 1 million yen, which, though it may sound like a large fine, equates to a little less than $9,000 USD. To add insult to injury, Nobuhiro did not even receive the maximum penalty, having to pay only a fine of 200,000 yen, meaning only about $1,800. The information online indicates that he wasn't condemned to spend even a day in an actual prison. Though horrifying, it's not that surprising coming from a country whose age of consent is 13. Less than a year later, Samurai X continued to be published, most likely with Nobuhiro still profiting from it.
That is only for like age of legal consent. If it's like an arranged marriage between like two two people of 13 years old. This can't be like a 13-year-old and a 40-year-old. They abolished that shit a long time ago. So usually what they do is they have arranged marriages where it's both 13-year-olds getting married together. But they do like have weird loopholes where like the law states like the age gap's not too huge, I believe. I should look this up, but I don't want to. I really don't want to.
However, this wasn't the first time that a manga artist connected to Shonen Jump would be charged with this kind of crime. 2 decades prior to this, you had the story of Mitsutoshi Shimabukuro.
Okay, what did he do?
Mitsutoshi was also an author, though on a much smaller scale than Nobuhiro. Debuting professionally in 1996, he also had a manga published by Shueisha, the title of which, when translated to English, reads The Tale of a Leader in the End of a Century, Takeshi. It was actually pretty popular, winning 2 awards within 3 years of the beginning of its publication, one of them being the 2001 Shogakukan Manga Award for Children's Anime, which is the oldest and one of the biggest manga awards in Japan. Mitsutoshi's glory, however, was extremely short-lived. In 2002, the circulation of his manga would be abruptly paused, as he would be caught in a scandal involving an underage girl. On August 7th, Kanagawa Prefectural Police and Isaka Police Station would arrest Mitsutoshi.
I hate it here.
For acts that contradict Japan's child prostitution laws. Basically, a year before, in November 2001, Mitsutoshi used the Japanese equivalent of Tinder to talk to a 16-year-old girl through a pseudonym. When they arranged to meet each other at a hotel in Yokohama, he would pay her 80,000 yen, currently equivalent to about $570, presumably for the girl to have intercourse with him. Though he was temporarily let go as the police investigated, he was rearrested later the same month on the 29th of August. The detectives found that Mitsutoshi's most recent offense was just the last of 5 that they could gather hard evidence of.
The last of 5? This dude's... Wow, people are here really doing EDP shit.
Meaning that Mitsutoshi had been seeing schoolgirls for hire for a while. 2 months later, he was found guilty and sentenced to 2 years in prison. However, his sentence was suspended for 4 years, meaning he would be on probation instead of serving any time inside a prison cell. His manga, which up until then was under revision, was discontinued by Shueisha, which I think is the least that they could have done in the face of a conviction as serious as his. Unfortunately,
you hear my PC right now? It's going
lasted
loud.
for less than 2 years, as in 2004, he was working for Shueisha again, making a sports comedy manga called
I gotta
Ring,
do hair
and a year
for
later,
each one
he
of
was
these.
authorized to continue his work on Takeshi. The only difference this time around was that his manga was being published in Super Jump instead of the weekly Shonen Jump, which was a minor demotion. This, too, didn't last very long. In 2008, he returned to work for the weekly Shonen Jump to produce his manga, Toriko. Not only was it serialized, but it became the magazine's top seller, with over 25 million copies in circulation, and it was eventually adapted into an anime. Mitsutoshi would go on to work on Toriko for the next 8 years. Toriko would go on to be nominated and win a multitude of awards, none of which took any issue with the fact that it was being run by a man who was convicted of hiring children for intercourse. In 2011, Eiichiro Oda, yes, the same guy who made One Piece and was mentored by Nobuhiro Watsuki, collaborated with Mitsutoshi to make a crossover one-shot episode between Toriko and One Piece. He's actually still active to this day, having one-shot stories of his published in the Weekly Shonen Jump and Grand Jump magazines, one of which, being called Build King, has recently been serialized as well. His crimes have been forgotten by seemingly everyone, though probably not by the victims. Now, it would be very easy to lay the blame exclusively at the feet of Japan for its culture of impunity and looking the other way when it comes to crimes of this nature. While sure, Japan is largely at fault for allowing this kind of thing to fester and proliferate, this problem is far larger than that. Many Western companies are also involved in the production, publishing, and distribution of these pieces of media. Toriko's manga was being published by Viz Media, an American company, while the anime for it was being produced and distributed by Funimation and Toei Animation. In addition to that, it's hosted on Crunchyroll to this day. This necessarily means that none of the people along the way took issue with doing business with a convicted predator. None of the—
Yikes! I didn't know this! I didn't know the guy who made. That sucks.
Advertisement companies that put ads on Crunchyroll mind either, evidently. Save for a few people on Twitter who have commented on the situation, the public is equally as careless, hence why the companies don't feel they need to sacrifice whatever profits they're making off of it for PR. I guess that's as good of a hint as to what their priorities are as we'll ever get. And while it's not totally surprising that corporations will look the other way with sex scandals of this severity, it's
I didn't know that. Now I'm just gonna pirate harder.
With all this business coming his way, Mitsutoshi must certainly see a pretty large bottom line. Considering that recidivism, the tendency of a convicted criminal to reoffend, for adult sex offenders is a virtual certainty, I must wonder what he's been up to in the past 2 decades, especially now that he knows what made the police take notice of him, and that even if he does get caught, he'll get away with a slap on the wrist. I can only wonder how he's been enjoying his undeserved freedom and piles of money. Let's hope it's been with only legal—
Why not just date adult women? Why? Why take the risk? Ew. Just marry an adult woman.
non-predatory activities.
I really think that's fucking dumb. Just
I
date
may
an
have to
adult
risk
woman.
sounding like a broken record here, but can you believe that there is yet another Shonen Jump author that has been convicted for a serious offense?
Oh, no.
I honestly wouldn't blame you for never having heard about this one, since his case is unknown to the point of there not even being a Wikipedia page for him, and the only confirmed images we have of him are from when he was being arrested. His name is Tsutaya Matsumoto, though the majority of people know him by Tatsuya Matsuki, the pen name he goes by when he's working on manga. Since January 2018, Matsuki has been working on Act Age, a series about Kei Yonagi, an orphan schoolgirl whose objective is to become a successful actress, who catches the eye of a renowned director who sees potential in her. If you're even moderately responsible, this already sounds a little creepy to you. However, this story did achieve some success, which prompted Shueisha to keep publishing it in the Weekly
export,
Shonen
but it
Jump.
keeps on fucking
They had already commissioned
not
versions
responding.
of it in English and Spanish, and as of June 2020, Act Age had amassed an impressive 3 million copies in circulation. It was nominated for awards and considered one of the mangas most likely to eventually receive an anime adaptation, with a stage play based on its story already in development. All of this made for a stellar set of accomplishments for Matsuki, who, just 5 years prior, was graduating from the Nihon University College of Art, not for something related to mangas per se, but for film. Despite not being directly related to the field he ultimately intended to move into, during his time working as an editor and screenplay writer, he got to hone his skills as an author, which evidently transferred well to his work as a mangaka. However, regardless of his ambitions, he wasn't very good at drawing, which hindered his ability to put together original work on his own. This problem would eventually be solved when Tsutaya would meet Shiro Usazaki, a female illustrator who would later illustrate Act Age. Tsutaya recounts how they met in an interview he gave to Anan News. Originally, before my debut, there was a time when I drew a crappy manga and posted it on Twitter. It started when someone retweeted it, and Usazaki reacted, exactly 2 years ago. Also, when I saw Usazaki-san's illustrations on Twitter, I thought, this person is really good at drawing. At that time, I won the manga award Stoken Pro, which is run by Weekly Shonen Jump and targets people who want to write original works. Here, he refers to Stoken Pro, which, for the unaware, is an award event held by Shueisha to promote small, independent mangakas and give them a shot at becoming professionals. Shiro would also weigh in. Until then, I had only drawn pictures of my favorite characters, but I wanted to draw manga. I couldn't write the story myself, so it was an attractive original story. When I first saw it on Twitter, even though it was drawn as rough as a draft, I was already interested in the character at that stage. Here, they are talking about the prototype for Act Age, a one-shot that took place 5 years before the main story, which was published in the Weekly Shonen Jump under the name Welcome to Asagaya Art High School Film Section. By all accounts, it seemed that Tsutaya was good at working with others, making him a perfect candidate to work on a manga where he would write it and someone else would illustrate it. And he showed no signs of strange behavior. And so, you can imagine it came as a complete shock to everyone when, 2 years later on August 8th, 2020, Tsutaya would be arrested for what the Tokyo Metropolitan Police described as performing obscene acts on 2 junior high school aged girls. Furthermore,
okay.
They quickly
Sorry if I'm not talking as much, I'm just really watching this.
Connected him to crimes that had happened months before his
By the way, I
arrest.
hate it here.
In June 18th of the same year, Tatsuya, who was riding a bike at the time this took place, rode up behind a junior high school girl and sexually harassed her. I should qualify right now that, in Japan, junior high school girls are aged 12 to 15 at the oldest. As if that weren't enough, an hour later, another girl who was completely unrelated to the first incident would also be harassed by the same man. The police only tentatively connected these crimes to Tatsuya at first, since
why he looks like a fucking anime villain? Yo, yuck.
Their suspicions were based on the fact that his appearance was very similar to the culprit who was caught doing these things in CCTV surveillance cameras. However, during interrogation, Tatsuya would confess that it was him beyond the shadow of a doubt. The editorial department of the Weekly Shonen Jump would release a statement about the situation on Twitter, which, when translated, read as follows. News from the editorial department. The editorial department takes the matter of the news reports on Mr. Tatsuya Matsuki, the author of Act Age, which is serialized in Weekly Shonen Jump, very seriously. We will take appropriate action after confirming the facts. We sincerely apologize to all our readers and others for any inconvenience and concern this may cause. Perhaps this may have evoked feelings of genuine concern for justice in the newbies, but any manga aficionado worth
my fan's going loud as fuck right now. You guys can fucking hear it.
For PR purposes. Thankfully, this event
I knew
got
it can't be
enough traction,
heard.
so that public pressure was weighing heavily on them, leading to the cancellation of the manga and the ceasing of the distribution of the already printed volumes in circulation. And the company, Hori Pro, who was orchestrating a theater play based on Act Age, also dropped its production. Though the publishers treated this situation a bit better than they usually do, law enforcement was as relaxed as usual. The resolution reached in court was an 18-month sentence, which is as much as the law allows. However, this sentence is suspended, and Tsutaya is on parole because, as the defense put it, he was already sufficiently punished by having his manga cancelled. A couple of weeks after Tsutaya's arrest, Shiro, the artist, would comment on the situation in a much more heartfelt and sincere manner on her Twitter account. First of all, I would like to express my deepest sympathies to the victim and their family. In the midst of her shock and fear, I think it was a very courageous act for her to speak up and not let go of her anger at having her dignity violated. I fully accept the Jump editorial department's decision regarding the end of the Act Age series, as well as the response to planning books, goods, etc. due to this incident. Thank you for always supporting Act Age. This time, I have to finish the work in the middle of the road, and I, like everyone else, am very disappointed. However, it must be absolutely avoided that the voices of the work become a burden on the victims. Of course, it is not the victim's fault that the work ends. It is not wrong that the victims raised their voices, and that they endured the pain and did not give in to the groping and sexual crimes. It is the result of doing the right thing right. She was hailed.
Yikes, man. Fucking yikes.
For how she dealt with the situation, and deservedly so, in my estimation. This will be a first for this video, a degenerate that isn't employed by Shueisha. Though his site mentions 2002 as the first time a manga magazine published a one-shot of his debut with a properly serialized manga would only happen in 2008, with a story called Princess Candle, the synopsis of which reads, Europe in the late Middle Ages. A princess with long golden curly hair and waxy white skin was sent to a remote convent. Black-haired, brown-skinned princess Flu, the princess's sole maid, cannot get used to her poor life in the monastery and causes a lot of trouble. But Flu is undeterred. Her only wish was to return the beautiful princess to her throne someday. And as if to trample on Flu's thoughts, men soon came to the monastery. Despite the very specific description of the protagonist's appearance, it's not uncommon at all for manga. Both the art and story seem innocuous enough and not at all exploitative. You could even say it's quite tasteful. However, in the same year, he would also publish a one-shot called She Was a Slut Rather Than a Girl through a magazine called Comic Beam. And to put it mildly, if I were to put an uncensored part of it on screen, this video would either be demonetized or removed from YouTube entirely. His very next published book was also about two schoolgirls, one of them being small and the other gigantic, who, during their school festival, decided to host a maid cafe. This premise, though still not explicit, is a tad strange considering how popular the giantess fetish is in certain circles. Putting that together with the schoolgirls holding a maid cafe makes this, at the very least, an eyebrow raiser. To dispel any doubt that he had a vested interest in the sexual innuendos in the undertones of his stories, his next work listed on his page isn't a manga he wrote, but what he illustrated, about an earl, meaning a member of the royalty, who lived in a mansion with a bunch of maids. The cover makes it clear what kind of tone this story was supposed to have. It's a harem story, where a bunch of girls are going after one, usually small, shy, and inexperienced guy. Any semblance of normalcy in the themes of his works would totally disintegrate.
This is why I always shit on harems when it's like the male character and he's like younger than the female characters, is always in like a hotel. I always make fun of those because, yeah, it's just gross.
Once, in 2014, he would start producing the manga that he became famously known for. Please tell me, Galko-chan. To put it simply, it's a story about Galko, a schoolgirl with comically huge breasts. And remember, this story takes place in a school.
Wait, did this become an anime?
Which necessarily means that Galko is a minor in the duration of these stories. The website for the manga
this did become an anime. Oh no.
As they list all of the covers, one of which is Galko in a bikini bra, and another of her with transparent socks showing her feet. Unfortunately, it seems there's no law, or at least cultural shame, against this kind of thing in Japan whatsoever.
I thought there was.
To make matters worse, Kenya's website also links to a gallery and a Pixiv, something akin to a mashup between OnlyFans and DeviantArt, if you can fathom something as truly unholy as that. Both of which are—
Yeah, Pixiv is a really fucking scary place, dude. I don't think I'm ever gonna go back there ever again, bro. I saw some shit. I don't want to ever go back.
are rife with illustrations of Galko that range from lewd to explicitly pornographic, along with other illustrations, some of which constitute drawn CP. At this point, it's beyond the shadow of a doubt that Kenya is a pervert who expressed his fantasies vicariously through the manga. Not that anyone cared very much, as it was soon made into an anime, which, by the way, was hosted by Crunchyroll. The absolute lack of standards—
Yeah, guys,
never
I
ceases
promote
to
piracy.
amaze me.
Promote
The
piracy.
only question left is
I
if
believe in
Kenya's
like going to
fantasies
free streaming
manifested
services
anywhere else
and
besides
watching
manga.
your anime.
Well, of course it did.
Do not
On
use
the
sites like
20th of December
Crunchyroll.
2020, the Aichi Prefectural Police arrested Kenya for violating the Japanese Customs Act, which made it illegal to import prohibited items. And what were those prohibited items exactly? A total of 6 photo books of naked minors imported from Germany. In his statement to the police, he would say, "I really wanted a collection of nude photographs of foreign children, which is not available in Japan, and I couldn't stand it." But this was just his first arrest. As the investigation went on,
I like
they
these little
eventually
animations
searched his
Turkey
house,
Tom
where
has.
they would
I
find
think
a
he commissions
whopping
people to do this
46
for him.
photo books of nude children. In the wake of his arrest, Comic Walker, the digital manga service owned by Kodakawa, one of the largest publishing conglomerates in Japan, suspended the serialization of Galko, which probably should have never begun in the first place. When the investigation was concluded, the case moved forward and Kenya stood trial, being handed a sentence of 14 months in prison. However, as always, this sentence was suspended in favor of 3 years of parole, Long after the resolution of this case, Kenya would post a statement on his Twitter regarding his legal situation. I purchased and possessed these books between 2020 and 2021 for my own personal interest. I did not purchase them to use them as reference materials for my comic books. I have consistently admitted my guilt since the initial police interrogation and have told the truthful story. I have no intention of filing an appeal. The verdict against me is expected to become final. I am deeply ashamed of my own lack of awareness and shallow behavior. I will strictly admonish myself so that I will not commit the crime again. I am truly sorry. I'm not sure how rehabilitated you can truly get when you're still commercializing drawn images of teenagers with giant tits on your personal website. What's even more insane is that it wasn't legally required of him to stop doing that as a demonstration that he wouldn't foster those interests anymore. Hopefully, we never see him reoffend, but to say the least, hope wears thin in the face of such glaring negligence. This one's a little different than the others, seeing as we won't be talking about an author or illustrator, but a soundtrack composer. Hidekazu Tanaka is a 35-year-old anime musician who has been making songs for anime openings and endings, as well as for video game OSTs, since roughly around the 2010s. Perhaps the most famous instance of his work on anime is the opening for Idolmaster Cinderella Girls Star, which has garnered over 2.7 million views on YouTube since its upload 7 years ago. This was particularly impressive since, at the time, he was the youngest composer for the Idolmaster soundtrack. However, this is just one of the many songs he's done over the course of his career. For the majority of his time and activity, he worked under Monica, a record label concentrated on contracting that in-house musicians to score cartoons, dramas, movies, and even video games. It was through their connections that Hidekazu managed to be a part of the team responsible for scoring the Pokemon Journey series. The list of intellectual properties he's worked for in the decade he was working for Monica is too long for me to even attempt to name specific items. He's really made his way around. He also has a YouTube channel where he would often post updates about the newest developments and the tracks he was working on, as well as sporadic streams of himself playing Animal Crossing. Overall, he appeared to be a very friendly personality, with no signs of creepy or otherwise strange behavior. However, he would eventually quit his position at Monica without much explanation, in order to become a freelancer. This move was hailed by many of his fans, who saw this as him being freed up to do less orthodox work. However, whatever prospects of him engaging in innovative endeavors with his work in music would become a lot less likely very soon. The Metropolitan Police Department of Tokyo would arrest Hidekazu for what they'd legally recognized as attempted forced indecency. In their description of the crime Hidekazu was committing, they said he walked up behind a teenage girl in a bicycle parking area near a train station, grabbed her hand against her will, and said obscene things to her, though what exactly he said hasn't been revealed. Fortunately, this incident happened near a neighborhood police station outpost.
Wow, I hate it here, guys.
To where the girl ran and reported it the same day. When investigating, the police pulled CCTV footage that revealed he was following her before the harassment occurred. He was promptly arrested, and soon after, his name began being pulled from credits on the animes he'd worked on. When questioned by the police about what he had done, he simply stated, "I found a woman at a train station, thought she was my type, and I followed her on the train." Either he's done this for a long time, or he had a psychotic break. Because that explanation sounds way too straightforward for the stalking he's describing to not be something he's totally comfortable with. Because of the very recent nature of this incident, we still don't have the information as far as how it'll turn out in court. But, knowing how things go in Japan, I wouldn't be too confident he'll get any kind of real punishment. Hidekazu never posted anything on any of his social media accounts addressing the situation, and his last tweet is just a series of pictures of a meal he was having, with some of the people in the replies after the fact saying things like, "Last Supper." As previously stated, a lax attitude towards this kind of abhorrent behavior is not exclusive to Japan. In fact, it's a worldwide issue. John Lay is the founder of a 4-day-long convention called Anime Matsuri, which has been held annually since 2007 in Houston, Texas, and is still active to this day. Despite not being a big event when compared to other conventions, it does seem to be held in some kind of esteem as it continues to draw in big guests to this day. It has just about everything you would expect an anime convention to have: cosplay contests, gaming events, LARPing, maid cafes, workshops where people who aspire to be manga authors or anime producers can be directly taught by artists who work in the field, and the list goes on. However, also following the tradition of many conventions, it was involved in a series of controversies. A good deal of it is actually par for the course when it comes to conventions, such as conflicts when it comes to financial settlements with the artists that are invited, or investors that end up not getting reimbursed. However bad it may be, it's not exactly abnormal for these situations to come up whenever there's a multitude of people all involved in one single big project. What isn't par for the course is that the director and founder of the convention has been accused of being a serial sex offender. After the 2015 Anime Matsuri event, multiple women came forward and reported having been sexually harassed by John Lay, ranging from unwanted touching and jokes all the way up to lifting up women's skirts and smacking their asses unrequested.
Grown-ass man.
Lena Ray Genders, one of the many women that came forward with the information about Lay, took it to her personal blog to describe exactly what went on and how the harassment came to be. Our first meeting in person was to shoot promo pictures for Anime Matsuri 2015. He visited Europe and invited me to travel with him and his family to London and have a trip to Disneyland Paris, all expenses paid. I declined the Disneyland trip, even though I would love to go there again. Work was more important, and paid for my own trip to stay in London. The first evening, I had dinner together with John and his friend. There, the sexual jokes and comments started to increase. He also talked a lot about someone from, company and name removed, sucking his dick for favors, and stories like that. But when we had a day together with his wife and kids, he suddenly kept quiet. On this trip, the idea of hosting an event in Germany was started. A couple months later, he invited me on a trip to Japan. Of course, also all expenses paid. I didn't go with him, and he continued to use that against me for the next few months to try and make me feel bad. This post was followed by screenshots of their conversations in the Facebook chats, which are as depressing as they are creepy, as John asks for her to send him pictures, supposedly for promotional purposes related to the event, only to then qualify it as
naked pics,
of course. Additionally, in his invitations for her to go on a free trip with him to Japan, he would also qualify them with, "We are staying in one room with one bed. So, if you're going to give me a speech about sleeping on the ground and being conservative and what happens in Japan won't stay in Japan, save it." Yeah,
what happens in Japan?
Following her story, another.
Hey yo, that nigga's foul. He had his wife. He foul. Hey yo.
Her girl, Stephanie Tai, would also explain her falling out with the Anime Matsuri director. Once, he tried to lift up my jabot, an ornamental fabric that goes over the chest, to see what was underneath. I often wear a jabot over a tank top since it gets really hot in Houston. Not wanting to deal with someone trying to peek at my chest, I immediately slapped his hand away. Ty would also follow up her story with pictures of her conversations with John. Stephanie: I await the exciting news then. If you're looking for stand-ins again, I'd be happy to volunteer. John: I have lots of exciting news. Maybe a bit too exciting. You might have orgasms. Stephanie:
Ew.
I don't think I'll get that excited, but okay, lol. John: Oh really? When was the last time you had an
Yikes!
orgasm? Stephanie: You don't need to know. John: Yes I do. Please tell. In response to the accusations, John would post a response to his personal blog. As a disclaimer, I would like to point out that I joke a lot with my friends or people I consider close. If you are offended by sexual innuendos,
that's not a joke, my guy. That just seems like yikes. Hyper combo finish, yikes.
dirty talk, or comments about boobs and orgasms, you should not be my friend, online or offline. This means no disrespect, and I would suggest not engaging in conversation with me. I act this way with my friends regardless of gender, and as my friend, you should make it perfectly clear that you are uncomfortable with my conversation. I would respect you enough to stop joking. But because his blog was mostly unknown and not really a public platform, he would also release a statement through the Anime Matsuri PR representative, Kelly Kimberly, where he would say, I am extremely sorry that my attempts at humor have offended some people. When I learned of concerns of some former business associates, I was at first surprised and disappointed that people I considered friends held these beliefs. I became defensive and did not react well. Given a couple of days to reflect, I realized that my sense of humor may not be well received, and I had to take that to heart. I have subsequently completed an online sexual harassment course that I believe will make me more aware and sensitive to how my actions are perceived by others, and I will continue working on this. Additionally, I voluntarily submitted my resignation from the post as Kawaii Ambassador on Wednesday,
Kawaii
June 24th,
Ambassador.
after there was a call by some for me to
Kawaii
do
Ambassador.
so. This has been an eye-opening experience for me and my family. I feel terrible about this, and sincerely apologize to those I have offended. I hope my actions...
My God, you have a wife. Just as the sexual innuendos with your wife. She's gonna give you the laughs and giggles because she knows you. Why are you fucking ruin your career by doing this to other cosplayers and shit, you gross fuck?
Yikes.
Yikes.
Demonstrated my sincerity and wanting to maintain my good name and that of Anime Matsuri. Of course, he only said this after it had seemingly hit him in his pockets, as people were threatening to no longer attend and
oh no. Oh no.
cease associating their names with Anime Matsuri. At the time, people actually gave the statement some credence, since this was the first time they had heard something like that about Lei, and gave him the benefit of the doubt. As time went on, however, many people would come to the conclusion that he didn't deserve that benefit. Around 2018, during the wake of the #MeToo movement, when many people were coming forward about the cases of sexual harassment that had happened to them in the past, so too did Tyler Willis, a fashion vlogger that was prominent in the Lolita fashion community. Through the Facebook page, last week Lolita News, she would release 2 separate videos, alleging that John Lei hadn't just engaged in inappropriate acts with adult women, but also with minors. John's response was to simply send her a
Ew, dude looks like a fucking... oh, God.
cease and desist letter. The letter, which was signed by his lawyer, concluded with, I further demand that you make a public apology on social media to my clients Anime Matsuri Convention, Shop in Wonderland, and Kathy Cat immediately. If my demand is not met by January 8th, 2018, I will be forced to file suit against you for trademark infringement, harassment, defamation, and slander. If you're familiar with the Streisand effect at all, then you'll also be aware that silencing interesting or controversial information usually just makes it spread even more. This backfired badly on them, as a small movement called Boycott Anime Matsuri began spreading the information about Lei's actions, including his attempt to cover it all up and intimidate Tyler. It also started to divulge more accounts of John harassing women that dated far, far before he was holding conventions. The story goes, I started going to Planet Zero, John's old arcade, when I was 15 years old, almost every weekend. I quickly became a regular and got to know John and Denise, his wife, even before their first son was born. When Denise wasn't there, John would often joke with me, slap my ass as he walked by, or make inappropriate jokes
Hey, yo! Yo! Oh, wow.
about my wardrobe. I was at that age where any sexual attention was good, so I never said anything. The campaign gained a lot of traction and support on social media, and consequently, many of the people who were planning to attend Anime Matsuri canceled their appearances. However, this campaign has not succeeded in its objective, since not only are the conventions still happening every year and drawing attendees, but to this day, they're still under John Lei's direction. Obviously, no one delights in shutting down an anime convention, considering there's not that many places for weebs to congregate in mass. But in the eyes of many, as long as Lei is present, the environment won't ever be safe.
Them that have MagFest, but I guess MagFest doesn't count.
Every fandom and culture has problems, sure. However, when these problems are being overlooked, or worse, promoted on an industrial scale, that's no longer just the niche's problem. It's everyone's problem. A lot of really young kids are being introduced into anime through social media. And while that's cool, some of them could end up stumbling onto something very dangerous for them. Not only can they accidentally be exposed to content that might be very disturbing, they can just as easily go to a convention
Vice needs to hire this man
and be targeted by one of the creeps who like anime for all the wrong reasons. There's an online initiative called Fix the Broken Staircase that is working on cataloging people who are known for attending conventions and may pose a threat. And let me tell you, the list is not short. Much like in the case of the furry community, it's not everyone, and it's certainly not even half of the people involved in the fandom that are to blame. However, it's still an amount that most should be very uncomfortable with. At this point, it should be obvious that
it seems like especially with the furry community, it seems like all the toxic shit that is shown is like it's a small group of people, but it seems like it's way much more bigger because that's what people see. It's the toxic side. People don't go and just like actually meet people because of that and shit. So people just think it's like pure 100% cringe. Even though, yeah, there are some furries that are 100% fucking cringe, but that's not the whole community though. There's a lot of cringe people though, a lot. Like a lot. Like I've seen the community. It's not all of them, but it's a lot. Like that Dave Chappelle Jew joke that he made about them being a lot of cringe. There's a lot of cringe.
Predators will always try to occupy positions that give them a social justification for being around their victims. All of this is to say, be vigilant, because you never know what kind of anime degenerate could be out there. I've been Turkey Tom, thanks for watching, and until next time, leave me alone.
Yeah, man, good shit. Thank you, Turkey Tom, for making this good content. But no, with that said, I already hit my 2 hours, and I'm about to watch some more news. And I'm actually gonna watch that off stream because like I've been sitting here for a couple of hours, not really doing anything. Well, I did fucking look at all the avatars or finish building the avatars that I needed. But yeah, deuces, y'all. Wait, no, that's the wrong song. Is that the right one? Check. Yeah, it's Kush from Tekken. Okay, cool.